See. Start. Okay, then let's welcome to the current affairs series for Odisha part, and we'll be starting up from the months of January and February. We'll be taking up 2 months at a time in a particular session so that we can complete all things together. We have a reserve day also left for you. In case we are left with some topics, we'll pick it up in that day. And let's pledge to ourselves that we'll keep 100% concentration here itself. In this time, if you keep your 100% concentration here, you will not have to look back into these current affairs topics again before the examination. That is what I mean. So do it once for all. Okay? Okay. The first topic, is it visible to everybody? Ma'am, you? I don't think it's visible because I am creating a hurdle. Come to this place. Yeah. See. So the first topic is Odisha's Republic Day tableau. So let us keep it a bit interactive session. Okay. So firstly tell me, what do we understand if we say India is republic? Raise your hands. Sorry? Yes, please, republic. Anybody? Sorry? President is elected. Anybody else? Constitutional what? No. What my question is? Yes. Elected head of the. Are you talking about the head of the state or head of the government? Yes. Can you say UK is a republic? The United Kingdom. Why is it not a republic? So that is not the answer. It is a monarchy. That is why it is not. No. Because the head of the state is not an elected representative. Who is he or she? He is a hereditary person. Okay. I am not concerned about the name. आज कोई है, कल दूसरा कोई होगा. But what we are concerned with? We are concerned with that the person who is holding that position is not an elected person. He or she is a person who comes from a hereditary of a particular lineage. Getting it? But in India, we have an elected head, isn't it? Getting my point? So you understood what is Republic Day. Now tell me, what is this tableau? What is this tableau all about? Everybody please interact so that we can finish it off quickly. टैब्लू को हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? हिंदी, ओडिया, व्हाटएवर. झांकी. व्हाट इज झांकी? क्यों झांकी? What kind of representation, ma'am? Sorry? Okay, you are telling that some kind of miniature can represent. But why is that representation? That is my question. My question is why? Why? Again, why? Exactly. It is a mechanism of showcasing our prowess. Getting it? Why do you want to showcase? Because at the time of independence, do you remember who was the PM of UK? Mr. Winston Churchill. What did he say? He said this independent country, so-called, will not survive for a day. 75 years have been gone. And the relics of Winston Churchill would be crying right now. Are you getting it? So, what we mean to say is, we have to showcase that we are surviving, we are the largest democracy in the world, as well as in a country, in a huge country like India, which has the highest population in the world. In such a huge population in this world, we are thriving, not even surviving, we are thriving with a elected representative of the state. Isn't it? Are we not a very stable country? Are we not a very stable country? By stability of a country, we mean to say politically, we mean to say economically also, isn't it? Kaise economically? We have huge forex reserves also. Politically, because we have regular elections. Okay. The next thing is this tableau. अच्छा, टैब्ल्यू मतलब झांकी. Every 3 years there is a there will be a selection of some states in our country who will represent themselves in that Republic Day so called tableau, मतलब झांकी. Why? Because we are a nation state, isn't it? India is a nation state. Everybody knows why India is a nation state. Not only nation, not only state, it's a nation hyphen state. Who is from PSIR? PSIR optional किसका है? You must be knowing what is a nation state. Sociology? Nobody from sociology? You must be knowing what is a nation state. This is from the GS part. Mention it in your booklet or wherever it is. Nation, ऐसे लिख लीजिए आप लोग. Nation hyphen state. इंडिया को नेशन स्टेट कहते हैं. Why is it called a nation state? Sir, you? No. Okay, छोड़ दीजिए. What is only state? State with their capital S, small s नहीं. Article, इसमें लिखा है आर्टिकल, डेफिनेशन ऑफ ए स्टेट आर्टिकल 13 में लिखा है, और किसी आर्टिकल में लिखा है? Who said? This was the previous year question also. Are article 13 and 36 related? Is it not related? You said the answer. What you need to do is, you try the previous year question. When you try the previous year question, what will happen is, you will have a grip of what can be asked to you. Randomly studying anything would not help. Now, when article 13 and 36 are related, they are related by what? किससे related? Because both of them deal with the definition of state. अब state क्या है वो आपको मालूम? What is a nation then? Always remember, state is a geopolitical term. It's a geopolitical ideology. मतलब India is bounded by a geographical territory, isn't it? समझ रहे हैं आप लोग? It is bounded by a geographical territory ना? That is why it will be a state. Getting it? ये एक geopolitical term है. But nation on the other hand, this is cultural and ethnic in nature. As in, when you go to the northern fringes of our state, let's say Baleshwar, okay, and let us go to the border areas with which state? कौन से स्टेट के साथ बॉर्डर करता है आगे? वेस्ट बंगाल, मतलब मिदनापुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट. एनीबॉडी फ्रॉम दोज एरियाज? नोबॉडी. ओके. एनीबॉडी फ्रॉम बॉर्डर एरियाज? एनी बॉर्डर? वेस्टर्न, ईस्टर्न? ईस्टर्न तो है ही नहीं. चलो, मयूरभंज. विच स्टेट आर यू शेयरिंग योर बॉर्डर विथ? Jharkhand. You must be aware of so many tribes there who have their ancestors in different state. Let's say you are talking about a tribe, particular tribe X, who is in your district Mayurbhanj of the state of Odisha, but there will be a case they will be having ancestors in adjacent state also. Getting it? इसका मतलब कोई geopolitical term एक दूसरे को अलग तो नहीं कर सकता है. Blood ties can be separated or what? They cannot be separated. In the same way, the people of West Bengal and East Bengal, right now Bangladesh is wheeling in pain, है ना? You know about cookies? Have you heard about Kuki tribe? कौन से स्टेट में है? मणिपुर. Not only in Manipur, they are also in Nagaland. But we are talking about Manipur because it is in news, like you said, है ना? Do you know why is this crisis all about? Because there was a huge influx of refugees from Myanmar, erstwhile Burma. Do you know which tribe was the most, which was getting influxed into the state of Manipur and Nagaland? It was the Chin tribe, Chin, Chin. And Kuki and Chin tribe share the same ancestral ties. When India is an ethnic country, is a nation state, India cannot deny them because they have their ancestors there. Citizenship only is a proof, is a piece of paper. But when you are related by blood, how can you separate them? यही है. When you say that people are connected by blood, by cultural ties, ये सब चीज से क्या बनता है ना? एक नेशन बनता है. Like language, है ना? Somebody who is coming from Sambalpur area, they speak what language do you speak? Sambalpuri, है ना? Okay. What about the people from Puri district and one from Cuttack district? Do they speak the same language? They speak the same language, but they speak different dialects, isn't it? When they speak different dialects, you bifurcate them, Kotkia, Puri, isn't it? But when it comes to the state, when you talk about Odia Asmita, then you have to talk about it. Right now, you have to talk about it. In the upcoming few years, you need to talk about it. Okay. So, when you speak about Odia Asmita, do both the people from, say, representing different places, do they have different emotions attached? No, because we are talking about a state. And when there is a cricket match of India versus Pakistan, what will happen to the people of, let's say, North and South? They will be united. That makes our country a nation state, because we are connected by cultural ties. It's an ethnic state. We are connected by culture, we are connected by language. Right? All these things we are connected together. That is why we make up a nation state. Nation and geopolitically a state. Very few countries in this world possess the criteria of nation state. India is peculiarly one of them. Getting it? Okay, we will not digress so much from the topic, otherwise it will not be finished. Okay, so in the Republic Day tableau, what the states need to do is they share their cultural prowess. Okay, let's say if we showcase the talent of Odisha, why is Odisha known for? Culturally बोल रहा हूँ. Culturally, why Odisha is known for? Odisha dance, isn't it? Somebody who knows Odisha from outside this country also, they must be knowing Odisha dance. Do you know Odisha dance has been inspired by which text, epic text? Sorry? No. Natya Shastra. Natya Shastra. And Odissi is only one of the two such classical dances surviving today, which is originally inspired from Natya Shastra, and they have not been adulterated yet. Getting it? Otherwise, many classical languages, they have been adulterated. You know all those pose and all. What is that pose called? Tribhanga Mudra and all. They have kept it intact. Similarly, when a person from, let's say, Chhattisgarh, when Chhattisgarh will represent itself in the tableau, what they will show? They will show their cultural prowess. Let's say they are very rich in tribal culture. So they have a particular political system in the tribes. In this particular Republic Day, they have showcased their tribal values of political system. Getting it? In the same way, what Odisha did is, they showed, this is the thing you must remember for your examinations. I'll mark them. You also mark them parallelly. Okay. Odisha had showcased what? Showcased women empowerment. This is one thing. Second thing is rich handicrafts and handloom in the state. What is so peculiar and famous in Odisha? Handicrafts and handlooms. Which one? Okay, handicraft is Patachitra. Okay, correct. Okay, and handloom? Sambalpuri is one. Another? Ikat sari, isn't it? These things are famous. Don't you think they will showcase that? This is precisely what they have showcased. See, first is women empowerment. Why is this theme taken up? Who was in the previous class? You. Yes.
Because it was mentioned in our budget that the theme of the budget was women empowerment.
No, you are missing the key point. There is something why we have mentioned women empowerment. See. Yes, that is the correct thing you picked up. देखो ये क्या है ना 26 January 2024. Right now we are sitting in nearly end of September. Budget has been passed in the month of July. उससे पहले तो उनको मालूम नहीं था ना क्या होगा. But in general, if you talk about the previous year 2023, if you want to write it, just write it down. 2023 में Sustainable Development Goals Index (SDG). You all know what is SDG? Sustainable Development Goals Index. Where has been inspired from? Somebody said Brundtland. This is also a previous year question. है ना? This is how you need to study. Whenever you talk about discuss some matter, you need to pick it out. Somebody who is knowing about what is the previous year question, if he or she picks it out, you must mention in the notes. With that, what you can do is you can decipher what can be the next question. Getting it? Okay. So in 2023, we have a state-wise Sustainable Development Goals Index. Getting it? So for every SDG, कितना SDG है भाई हमारा? 17. How many targets? 39. 169 targets. You have to remember it. No. You have to remember target is 169, goals are 17. Okay. Out of those, SDG 5 talks about gender equality. SDG 5, SDG 5 is about gender equality. Do you remember now? Do you now remember? Okay. When SDG 5 talks about gender equality, you were also present in that class, isn't it? You must be vocal enough. Okay, anyhow. So when SDG 5 talks about gender equality, there have to be a certain rank of Odisha in that. Do you know what is the rank? It was the last. 17 out of 17. Out of the 17 major states in our country, Odisha's rank is the last. 17 out of 17. In which SDG? 5. 5 talks about gender equality. That means there is a lot of need of women empowerment in our state. Don't you think this is one step towards it? Odisha's rank is 17 out of 17. 17 माने 17 major states रे 17 अच्छी Odisha. Getting it? Now let us come to some factual details. अब क्या है? Odisha established stood first in which category? Judges choice category. Mark it up. Please mark it up. Do it quickly. There are two categories. One is judges choice category. Another is people's choice category. In the judges choice category, our rank was the first. Okay. In the other category, Gujarat's rank was first. Don't need to remember. If you want, you can do it. While, what was the theme of this year's Republic Day parade? What was the theme? Lekha bhi hai, dekhi koi pariyo. That means nobody has gone through the material. That is quite evident that nobody of you have gone through the material. कितने दिन रहिलानी एग्जाम को? No, क्या होगा ना? This is your theme. Bharat Loktantra ki Matruka. That means India, which is the mother of democracy. Then who is the father of democracy? USA. Then both are husband and wife in that way. Okay. So this is this year's theme. This can be asked in a number of several examinations you might be appearing for. Okay. And this is Viksit Bharat, developed India. Getting it? Have you heard anything about Amrit Kaal? Our incumbent Prime Minister speaks a lot about this term, Amrit Kaal. Kaal means the time period, summer. What time period is he referring to, Amrit Kaal? Do you know what will happen in 2047? What is the landmark year? 100 years of independence of India. And what is this 2036? What is this landmark year known for? Odisha will complete its 100 years. So we will have our own Amrit Kaal for 2036. And our state has also set up ambitious target for the year 2036. So when you come across the year 2036 in your examination, don't get bogged down. This is a random number. No, this is not a random number. This can be true to some extent. Okay. And I'll tell you another thing. We'll have a few sessions on current affairs. If you really want to learn, if you really want to excel, come to the class. That online thing will not work. that I am trying to explain you. Okay. Then the next thing, what is the theme of this year's Republic Day of Odisha's tableau? This was a tableau, Kandarpa Hathi. What do you mean by Kandarpa? Kandarpa is a sign of love, romanticism, isn't it? Kandarpa Hathi, an elephant which shows the romanticism. Actually, it refers to our Lord Kamdev. It is the ancient Sanskrit name of Kamdev, the god of love. Okay, what they did is, see, Kandarpa Hathi, a particular Pattachitra design. Everybody knows what is a Pattachitra. I won't hear it from anybody that I don't know what is Pattachitra. Janino jadi ebe kuha. Everybody knows? Okay. Chitra is art. Patta. Patra. Which patra? Sala patra. Huh? Canvas re. Are you sure? Palm leaves. Yes. Sala patra kohutula. Okay, anyhow. ठीक है. What they did is, they tried to depict Krishna Leela. Krishna is also a god of love. And you know why Krishna Bhakti become very, very important in today's parlance? Let us not get into so much of religious questioning here, but you must understand, in a particular phase of time, in a particular period, what happens is a particular god or a demigod takes up the center stage. Kichi Barso Purvuru, it was Sai Baba Bhakti. And there was a phase where there used to be a bolbala of what you call these Baba and all. Do you know why? Find it out why. If you are preparing for civil services, your mind should work accordingly. Please find it out. Okay. What they did is, 9 women were entangled with each other to form an elephant-like depiction. Okay. Now, what I am trying to tell you that this thing, this village, where is that? Raghurajpur? Yes. Please tell me about this village. Do you know anything about it? Huh? Okay, it is in Puri district. Now you'll tell this is in India. Okay, Pattachitra. Anything else you know about this district? Not this place itself. It is a heritage village, it's written there. It's a heritage village. Now the next question is, the heritage village, this term has been conferred by who? UNESCO. Write it down. INTACH. INTACH. Indian National Trust for Art and Culture Heritage. एटा गोटे हेरिटेज विलेज को वर्ष डिक्लेयर हला? करेक्ट, इन द ईयर 2000. लेख रिपब्लिक डे रो पैरेड जो हुए, द पैरेड ऑफ रिपब्लिक डे, हमरो गोटे पर्टिकुलर मिनिस्ट्री दे कंडक्ट इट. यू नो विच मिनिस्ट्री कंडक्ट्स इट, और शैल आई गिव यू द ऑप्शंस? First is the Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of Defense. None of these. What do you think would be the correct one? Okay. Do you invite a person from outside every year into your Republic Day parade? Who was the chief guest this year? Emmanuel Macron. President of which country? France. Now tell me, what should be your answer? Which ministry? Ministry of? Okay. Ministry of External Affairs, everybody? Exactly. It is the Ministry of Defense. I was persuading you to give you the wrong answer. In the same way, everybody will pursue you. But you have to stick to what you know. Okay? Ministry of Defense organizes this parade. Write down. Now we will take a step further. Now what we will do is, देखो एतिकी सब जिनस है एबे थीम कौन थिला हमर देखलो व्हाट वाज आवर थीम आर्ट एंड कल्चर है ना आर्ट एंड कल्चर क्वेश्चन आसे ना नहीं परीक्षा रे आर्ट एंड कल्चर केमिति का क्वेश्चन आसे एग्जाम रे पहलो एनीबॉडी हु हैज गॉन थ्रू द प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन आर्ट एंड कल्चर ऊपर स्कीम कौन अछि आसे नहीं हां दैट विल डू इन ओडिसा's budget there is a provision for everything. What we will do is we will try to pick up what Odisha budget says about everything, if it is possible. Please write it down. MBBKSY. There is a particular scheme known as MBBKSY. Mukhyamantri Bunakara. No, there was two B's, right? Before Bunakar, write Varishtha. Varishtha means senior citizen, isn't it? O Karigara Sahayata Yojana. O बुझिल तो यही ओटा यही means English रे you have to write this one, this O. From the name itself, what you can guess? Please read out the name. लिखिले हेबे. Please read out. मुख्यमंत्री वरिष्ठ गुणाकार ओ कारीगर सहायता योजना. Sahayata means assistance. That means we are trying to provide some assistance to the senior artisans. Why? Most sabu question I will be asking you why. This is my problem that I ask why. Have you heard about NSOAP, National Social Assistance Program? What is social assistance? Let's say right now you are in your 20s and 30s. यही ना तो होगा ना. Okay. Why is there a need of old age pension? After a period of 20 to 30 years, okay, when you will become the dependents on the next generation, there is a very, very good chance that you will be neglected because you are not earning, isn't it? So it is the duty of the state. What state? State means not the state of Odisha only. State means the government of India also, to who you pay your taxes. Tax kahingi dotulo. If you pay taxes, you need what? The government to help you out in times of trouble. So in those times, you need some kind of assistance. When you need those assistance, the government will give you assistance in the form of money, employment, or whatever it is. But when you talk about Varishtha, that means senior people, they also need assistance. More so, those artisans who have been culturally neglected. I guess some 10 to 15 years ago, when we were not so much active, the social media was not so much active. Nobody recognized those people. Who recognized them? They were starving to death. When they starve to death, what will end, Not only the products. Everything will die with them. Are you getting it? There comes the beauty of caste system. When you get a question on caste system, everybody mostly will write against it. But when you talk about the positives of caste system, this is one positive of a caste system. What is that positive? See, this is a very interesting topic. It will help you in GS paper 2 and GS paper 1 and 2. 1 society, 2 social justice. Okay. How it will help you is, see, let's say somebody who is a very good sword maker, blacksmith. Okay. There is a particular story about it also in the ancient past. A person who is born in the caste of blacksmith, in a culturally so entangled society like India, what do you expect that person to do? The next generation of that person to again involve in that very occupation. Okay. But when you liberalize the whole economy, everybody is free to do according to his or her will, what will happen? Slowly, because of the non-remuneration of that very occupation, आज का डेट रे खंडा दरकार नहीं ना लोगों को, तो कहीं खंडा बनेगा. Getting it? So what will happen is they will not see the commercial viability. When they will not find the commercial viability, that occupation will die out. But if there is a caste system in place, they are bound to do that occupation. In that way, you culturally preserve that very occupation, that very art. Getting it? In that way only, we have preserved a lot of things that were culturally here. That is why you see India is a so culturally rich country, because we have such institutional mechanisms which has kept it alive. Look at Mesopotamian culture. Nothing is left. Look at the Roman Empire. It was at around 3000, around 300 BC, right? I'm not so sure about the numbers, but it was around 300 BC, and nothing is left of them. Nothing is left of them. You know why? Because it was so much liberal. It's liberal, everything perished. Getting it? So when you provide assistance to these people, they will be finding this occupation to be lucrative. They will encourage their next generation to be in this profession only. ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ତ GI tag ଅଛି, ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ତ ଅଛି ତମର Unity Mall. If you don't promote a particular geographical indication tagged material, a product, what will happen? That will die out. When it dies out, तमें भूल ही जाओ. You go to that fortified and genetically modified ones, and you will be at the whims and fancies of the Western world. Right now, when you are culturally, traditionally preserving those things, and you are showcasing it in Unity malls, तो कौन होती है? Social media will telecast it to all over the world. You don't need to do anything. Getting it? That is why these very different, like these handicrafts and handlooms, you need to preserve it. Getting it? So let's write down what is the provision. For men greater than age 50, and women greater than age, कौन होगा? बेसी होगा ना कम होगा? अब ना बुझी पर 40. They will be getting financial assistance from the state government. Okay, and there is a separate provision in this very scheme. Only write down, there is a separate provision of establishing 3 textile hubs in Western Odisha. And this financial assistance, you wrote it, write down, that is a monthly financial assistance. Each and every month they will be getting it. I think in this theme, in this topic, there can be nothing to be asked beyond it. We have picked up each and every theme. Why I took it a little slow this time is, you get a hold of things, how we will be going to take up different topics. Getting it? Okay. Are you ready for the next one? Okay. Raghurajpur, heritage, what? Heritage village. You know what is BHS? Biodiversity Heritage Sites. Have you heard of it? You have not. Next theme is Odia University. So let's see, why was it in news? News because the erstwhile Chief Minister of India, Odisha, he inaugurated the newly built campus of Odisha University. Where? Satyavadi. Heard of it? Satyavadi. Everybody should know about it. Why is Satyavadi so famous? Quick. Birthplace of Gopabandhu Das. Why was he famous for? Is it? Utkalamani. Somebody recently has made a huge blunder. Recently somebody had made it. You don't make it. That is my point. Everybody knows who made it. Isn't it? Let's not make that mistake again. Utkalamani is a title conferred to Gopabandhu Das. Okay? He made his base camp at Satyavadi, isn't it? He was not from Satyavadi. Satyavadi is in Puri district, by the way. Huh? Okay, he made his base camp there. Okay. Another thing, this Utkalamani title, somebody might have conferred to Gopabandhu Das. Who was he? Very good. Prafulla Chandra Roy, P.C. Roy you can mention. P.C. Roy. There was a particular Bana Vidyalaya. You know? Bana Vidyalaya. Oh, sorry. English, na? Bana Vidyalaya. Where? In Satyavadi. Why was that school famous for? Because that was considered to be an ideal school. Ideal school means? Puruna Kalra Jemti Amar tha. In that way. Because at that time what happened is, we were plagued with a lot of social ills. Casteism. See, casteism, as in what I talked about, in occupation that is good enough. But when you talk about untouchability, that is not at all acceptable. है ना? Have you, everybody has gone through polity? Polity पढ़ लिया सबने? Okay. Now tell me, there are a few fundamental rights. There are a few fundamental rights that can be enforced against the state, also can be enforced against a private individual. Is Article 17 one of them or not? Why? Be loud and clear. You were saying something. Do you know why is it enforced against an individual also? That is true. That is absolutely true. But why? From the grassroots level. The state may practice untouchability against you. May. So that is well written, well understood. Fundamental rights has to be enforced against the state, na? But this fundamental right has to be enforced against a private individual also. That means nobody. You cannot practice untouchability against me. I cannot practice untouchability against anybody in this world. In this world or in this country. Sure. Absolutely sure. Against citizens or non-citizens also. That means you need to find it out. Confusion nahi hela na. Everybody understands. I have read fundamental rights like anything. But you go back again. I'm not telling you the correct answer. You find it out. Okay. Now tell me, in Article 15, is there not a provision of reservation? Is there a provision of reservation or not? है ना? That means the state promotes reservation in some way. To be very blunt and objective about it, it is not. Is it not promoting? That means it is promoting the caste system in India. होउची ना होउनी? Article 17 रे कौन करूची? It is not promoting. होउची नहीं. बिल्कुल ही परी. Is this not a balance created by the Constitution of India? So somebody who questions the Constitution in India is an idiot. How beautifully the balance has been maintained, see. You will not find this analysis in your book. You have to think about it. When you can think about it, when you ask the question why to yourself. When you ask the question why to yourself, you will be deprived of answers. Then you will be discussing with people who are at a much more better wisdom level than you are. Getting it? So you need to develop this thing. I think you have studied good enough polity, but still you got confused. And that will be bound to happen. See, in life, either you learn or you succeed. You don't fail anytime. Try to learn each and every time. Okay. So this was an ideal school. made by Utkalamani Gopabandhu Das because of the plagued untouchability practices in our country. At that point of time, the people who wanted to study, they had no place in this society. This was made by Pandit Gopabandhu Das, correct? Okay. Now, what is the present development? Don't you think this is about Odia Asmita? Well, that is not a matter of joke because, see, Odia Asmita, oh, Jagannath, something else. I don't remember exactly. This was a particular theme in your budget this year. So you don't have to laugh about it. You have to remember. When this is a particular priority of the budget, you need to know the provisions also, na? So, mane rakhiyo hai sabu. The next thing what you need to do is, okay, the next thing, the ideal school of Pandit Gopabandhu Das. When was it formed? When? 1909. Very good. 1909. A landmark year again in the history of India. Parliamentary reforms. Jodi eti koicho, what was the chief provision of parliamentary reform? Eta bhi koithi. Separate electorates. In each and every act of before the freedom struggle, there is a special provision, you know. Like in parliamentary reforms, you mentioned separate electorates. What was so special in 1919 Government of India Act? No, I am talking about chief provision. Huh? Yes. वो ताको कौन बोलती? Diarchy. 1935. It's a huge act. It's a huge act. Most of the constitutional features have been taken up from that act itself. So what you do is prepare a timeline. केमती timeline बनेगा? At least start from 1909, 1909, 1919, 1935. At least 8 inta karo. Then you'll go back to Regulating Act first code athila 1773. Okay, 1773 पूर्व कोड लैंडमार्क इवेंट हेतिला इंडिया ठीक अछि त मझिरे किछि हेनी 1757 पलासी 64 बक्सर then yes it all started because of Allahabad Treaty, you know. Then read the provision of Treaty of Allahabad 1765. Very good. Okay, anyhow कौन करिए हमें हाँ this ideal school was formed in the year 1909. So what is this university all about? किछि बुझी परछो why Odia University in this context Odia Asmita को केमिति प्रमोट करिवो एटा केमिति प्रमोट करूछ have you heard about this NEP New education policy. In new education policy, we have a provision to provide technical education also in mother tongue languages. And Odisha is one of the pioneering states, you know. They are writing books in Odia of engineering books also. Okay. They have formed the committee and they have started writing also. In a few years time, they will be publishing it. In my channel, if you have subscribed to that, I have put up a question regarding it. There was a recent news. Go through that question. That question can be one of them which can be asked in the examination. This is related to this topic only. New education policy, the provision of new education policy, okay, to confer technical education in vernacular languages. What is our vernacular language? Odia. Odia is one of the official languages. In which schedule? 8th schedule. केतरा languages अच्छे ये कहला 6. 22 languages. And what is 6 in this one? Classical languages. So Odia being one of those 22 official languages, a classical language, don't you think this Odia Asmita makes sense? Has to make sense. है ना? Moreover, now look at this. See, the university offers admission in 3 subjects. First subject is Pada. In your particular materials, go through it. Odia language and literature. Second is linguistics and language processing. Do you know there is an engineering related to languages? कौन करुथिबे सेथरे? You are providing oxygen to the dying language. बुझिपारछ? If you don't protect your language, that can be endangered. At some point of time, that can be extinct also. How many Odia speakers are there in the world? You know, in the world. These are a few data you have to keep it at your fingertips. Go. Okay, third one. Eta dekho. Tribal language and heritage studies. Why tribe is so important in our state? Everybody must be knowing it. Why tribe is so important? Because what is the population the tribe makes in our state? Percentage? 20? Yes, 22.85% of the people in our state are tribes. So don't you want to promote their languages when they occupy 1/4 of your state's population? And for your information, there are 5 million Odia speakers across the world. What is the population of your state? Approximately. When I ask you the population of your state, where will you pick the data from? Census, which 2011 census. 2021 census did not take place. That is why you have to take the data from 2011 census itself. Our state केते population अछंदी कोन? 4 crores. 5 million को देथिली 50 million, sorry. 10 million is how much crores? 1 crore. In our state, the population is around 40 million, means 4 crores. More 25% such people are there across the world. We speak the language of Odia apart from our state also. That is not a less number. This is a huge number. You need to protect it at all costs. Getting it? So the theme, you got it. Odia University will be established near the Satyavadi school in Puri district. Okay? Because of all these things. Done. The next thing. Again, World Odia Conference. कौन होची भाई World Odia Conference? World Odia Conference. Again, Odia Asmita. We are congregating the people across the world who can speak the language Odia. Getting it? See, in your state also, everybody is not speaking Odia. Do you understand? The 4 crore population in your state, is everybody speaking the same language Odia? Koko language कौन देड़ी? Bengali. Let's keep it from the tribal language separately. Okay. The mainstream languages: Bengali, Telugu, Chhattisgarhi. Then a lot of tribal languages. Is any tribal language from your state finds a place in the official language list? Santal. Is there more languages which are trying to occupy the space in official language list? Janicho? How? If we are talking about Odia language, let us talk about a few things. I mean, Janicho, language has a particular group. There is a grouping of language. A particular group of language is Indo-Aryan group. Okay. Indo-Aryan group of languages. Odia traces its ancestry to this group. Indo-Aryan group. Then subgroup hoba na nahi. What is a subgroup? It is called Ardha Magadhi. Ardha Magadhi. Ardha Magadhi, or some people say Purva Magadhi. Purva means east. Okay. What is the script of Odia language? Brahmi script. It has been inspired from the Prakrit Brahmi script. No, not Pali. Prakrit. Pali and Prakrit are different. Okay. Our language is inspired from Prakrit, not Pali. Okay. This is one thing. Okay. Do you know who is the father of Odia language? The literature, father of Odia literature? Sarala Das. What title had he been conferred? Adi. Adi, what do you understand by Adi? Ancient, na? Ancient, okay. Okay, then, okay. One more thing. Where has Odia first deciphered from? From where? Who to lekha hithibo? Where to start hithibo? Madalabanji. Where? From Puri Jagannath Mandir itself. Do you know Jagannath, Lord Jagannath, is not only a deity, he is a cult. Do you understand? Why is Lord Jagannath considered to be a cult? Previous year question. Previous year question है ये. OPSC mains. Why is he considered to be a cult? Can you find it out? You have any, what do you say, model answer type, any material or something? Okay, you Google it. Somebody from, not from Hinduism, can he or she find his or her allegiance to Jagannath cult? Anna? If somebody is from Islam, how does he or she find his or her traces from Jagannath cult? Anybody? जानिचो तो माने सबू जानिचो. Everybody knows it. You know that? Then how? Then you understood how a particular deity becomes a cult. Cult मतलब क्या है? सबके लिए वो idol बने. Yes, exactly. It is a way of life. Like Hinduism. What is your religion? You can't say it's Hinduism, it's your religion is Sanatana Dharma. Hinduism is just a way of life. Understood? Chalo, anyhow. See, eta kon lekha hai see? Language is the future. Why language is the future? Because we could not protect it from the past. Because a lot of languages, due to our negligence, died out. Was it not our negligence? It was our negligence. Right now, if we don't protect anymore, then other languages will also perish. Okay? Okay. Then you wrote it, how many Odia language speakers are there? 50 million speakers. I see what I am telling you right now, you are scribing on that. You have not got your material. Get your material, please. If you get that material, you will keep everything in one place. Revision kariyo subidha haba. Now write the next thing in this theme only. Okay. Proposed languages to be included in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. There are 4 such languages, okay? First is Munda. Munda is a tribe or a language? It's also a language. Garo is a tribe or a language? Similarly, Khasi, similarly, Jayantiya. Okay. The first you wrote Munda. The second one you write down is Ho, H-O. Heard of it? Ho tribe. Kichi peculiarity jana hai about Ho tribes. And that is fine. That is fine. Any peculiarity you might know about them? I think that it's a matrilineal tribe. Please check it out. It's a matrilineal tribe. That means the lineage, the ancestry is traced from the mother line, not the father's line. I think so. Google kar lo ki hote. Second is Ho. Third is Mundari. Oh, okay, Munda is done. Third is Kui, Kui. Fourth is Saura. O Mundari. Munda manଙ୍କର language is Mundari, okay? Saura. केतरा जगह रे सौर को शबर भी कहते है सौर. The next is Kui. These four languages are proposed to be included in the 8th schedule. Okay. In the language family also, you must know that which language, Munda language is one of the Austro-Asiatic family group. It abhi tame janiya darkar. Because last year itself, if I remember correctly, there was a question of tribal groups or language groups. Thila na? Tribal groups are na? So you can expect a question. So in this case, you must know this Mundari is a Austro-Asiatic group. Austro-Asiatic group family. Okay? Because see, such kinds of questions are asked, then we must prepare likewise. Samna ko asila jani doba. Okay, next thing. अच्छा, मुंडारी लैंग्वेज हैज बीन डेवलप्ड बाय ए सर्टेन इंडिविजुअल. आंको ना हला रोहिदास नाग लिखि दियो. मुंडारी लैंग्वेज जेमति कोन फादर ऑफ ए सर्टेन लैंग्वेज. दिस लैंग्वेज हैज बीन डेवलप्ड बाय रोहिदास नाग, NAG. In yesterday's newspaper, who has gone through the yesterday's newspaper? काली के पढ़ी न्यूज़पेपर काहे पढ़ुन? Spoon feeding hobani. Have you heard about him? He was in news yesterday. Why? Who is he? He is a poet. तांको भी गोटे टाइटल दिया है. कौन दिया है? अरे नहीं टाइटल लाइक उत्कलमणि एंड ऑल. पद्मश्री तो मिली ठीक अच्छे. कहलो लिखि दियो लोक रतन कवि. वन फ्रॉम आवर सेल्व्स, वन फ्रॉम द फोक, है ना. ओडिया लैंग्वेज रो जो स्क्रिप्ट रे हमर लैंग्वेज अछि, लेटर्स गुडा सब गोल गोल कहीं अछि जानि छ? जान सब हो. चलो नेक्स्ट. वी आर डन. ओके. You please go through all these things. I don't feel that is so much important for your examinations, at least for prelims. Mains pai you will be getting many things which are important. Next theme. Just go through the theme quickly. At least what is in news. Anybody who is from Jajpur? Why is Jajpur famous?
First, Brother Dynasty. It was just like your you've got triangle, like diamond triangle. Roughly, what is it?
તમે ଯାଇଛ? Anything else? Okay. एटा कोन इंटरनेशनल क्राफ्ट समिट ओडिशा, second international craft summit. That means there will be representatives who will be showcasing different crafts. Kahinki? To keep that craft alive. Again, understood? It was a virtual platform. The erstwhile chief minister of our state, he inaugurated it. Where was it held? Jajpur. In certain examinations, this can be asked. OD aitila, Jajpur aitila. Okay. What is peculiar about it is, this is an international festival. That means, let's say we are talking about Pattachitra. Somebody from Japan, the delegate from Japan has come. He found it very, very interesting. He or she will take that patent from your state to his country. He will forecast it. If they like it, they will procure samples from here. In that way, your people in Odisha will get the employment. At the same time, you will be earning revenues also. Getting a whole point. Isu kahingi kara jauchi? Okay. Now, this was all about this topic. But what we are trying to do is we are trying to pick out themes. So lekhi diyo gote dita jinsa lekha. Eta dekho tame. What is this? UNESCO Creative Cities lekha. It was a flagship scheme. Taken up in the year 2004. 2004. To foster culture and creativity, which are drivers of sustainable urban development. Jajpur significance janicho samajh. As she said, it is having a religious significance. That means it was a throne of Buddhism in our state because of the presence of what triangle? Diamond triangle. Lekhi diyo diamond triangle re kon thila? First is kuh taman kuh Lalitagiri. Jor kuh. Write down. Lekhi lo. Second, Jajpur was the capital of which dynasty? Write down. Jani thile bhi lekho. If you write down, even if you know, build your muscle memory. If you keep on writing, you will be building your muscle memory. Bhuli bani. How kon pai famous? Biraja temple. Aji Sambalai मंदिर ପାଇଁ होउची काली बिरजा मंदिर ପାଇଁ होना. That is why you must know about it. अच्छा flagship scheme माने कौन होगे? What do you understand by flagship scheme? What do you understand by umbrella scheme? डाकी दिली बरा flagship scheme. आके पचारले what is flagship scheme? अन्ना पचारले केमिति होबो? तो ये तो monologue ही गला ना. This is a monologue. I'll keep on saying. जानिचो ना जानो. Do you know what is a flagship scheme? What you know that? अरे भूल गले हे जीव कौन है गला? A scheme which has been vision. Don't write it down. A scheme which is visioned for the very first time in a particular area, in a particular thrust area. Let's say ए जो हमें scheme विषय कथा होजु. से भलिया स्कीम फर्स्ट टाइम लॉन्च हला. सेमती का स्कीम नथिला. जेमती मनरेगा पीएम महात्मा गांधी नेशनल रूरल एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन. That was a flagship scheme. You can make many more schemes under that. For example, I would like PM Shri. Have you heard about PM Shri? SHRI. कौन कहलो PM Shri? प्रधानमंत्री school the is that the only scheme for schools? No. You have a lot many more schemes. So what the government does is ये सब जितनी scheme अच्छी you have to keep it under an umbrella. तो सही जो umbrella था ना सही umbrella under रे सब scheme था. So there is a umbrella scheme for that. So umbrella scheme कौन है education रे? जानी ना? Then you are not well enough prepared for the examination. In education, there is an umbrella scheme in our country that is called Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. Lekha. It's a blunder if you don't know that. Please. Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. That's an umbrella scheme for education in India. बुझिला umbrella scheme टा कोन flagship scheme कोन एटा के भूल करिवनी एक तो बेसिक्स रे प्रॉब्लम ही गला असुविधा हो अच्छा डू यू नो व्हाट इज सेंट्रल सेक्टर स्कीम व्हाट इज सेंट्रली स्पॉन्सर्ड स्कीम कहलो कोन सेंट्रल सेक्टर इज 100% funded by the state center okay and what about centrally sponsored here 60-40 for all the states अरे एटा कहून that it is not 100% funded by the center there can be different permutations and combinations there can be a provision of 85-15 90-10 80-20 70-30 नहीं अच्छी ना 60-40 अच्छी अच्छी तो तुम कहीं की इतने elaborate करचो you can go for not 100% and what is state sector scheme सुनी चना है state sector scheme in standard books you will be getting only central sector scheme and centrally sponsored scheme but when you are preparing for your state services you must know what is a state sector scheme which is completely funded by your state only that is a state sector scheme that is 100% funding from the state बुझिल सुभद्रा योजना कौन मधुबाबू पेंशन योजना all these are getting it no Madhubabu pension yojana is a mixed one because in its document somewhere it is written because see Madhubabu pension yojana is for who कहि परिबो कहा कहा पे अछि हाउ ओल्ड के कहला ओल्ड एज तमे कहला you will not speak the next one को next ओल्ड एज पई अछि नेक्स्ट क्लास टा को इंटरैक्टिव रखो बोर हे जीवन पर्सन्स विथ डिसेबिलिटी किंतु एग्जाम रे कौन करिवो ना व्हेन यू राइट इन मेंस पर्सन विथ डिसेबिलिटी लिखिवोनी पर्सन विथ स्पेशल एबिलिटी लिखिवो बिकॉज यू आर डेरोगेटिंग द टर्म हला हां नेक्स्ट कहला आउ की हे पर वुमेन ठीक अछि वीडियो वुमेन वल्नरेबल ऊपर आ गोटे वल्नरेबल गेटिंग इट एमान को अछि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट प्रोवाइड करूनी कि सेमान को करूची ना माने इन देयर स्कीम्स दे मेंशन दे शुड नॉट बी गेटिंग बेनिफिट फ्रॉम अदर स्कीम्स आल्सो काहे की बिकॉज़ देयर इज अदर स्कीम्स अवेलेबल सेट बेन तो कहउछन ना दैट मींस मधुबाबू पेंशन योजना is not only a state sector scheme it has got elements of NSOAP also NSOAP जानि छ ना जाननो पढ़ी के आसीबो NSOAP लिखो NSO स्मॉल रे लिखिबो A कैपिटल P कैपिटल नेशनल सोशल असिस्टेंस प्रोग्राम SO is for social बुझि परछ सुनि न के नि हो okay in this very theme को theme रे थिलु हम एही theme रे ना you write the budgetary provision Odisha budget 2024 मुख्यमंत्री कलाकार सहायता योजना बुझिल दिस इज आल्सो अ स्कीम जोटा तुम जानिबा दरकार मुख्यमंत्री कौन लिखिल सहायता योजना माने अंडरस्टूड ना कौन कलाकार मान को सहायता हाँ केते टंका प्रोविजन दिया है कौन दिया है यू नीड नॉट नो फॉर प्रीलिम्स हला यार प्रोविजन नॉट येट डिक्लेयर्ड बाय द गवर्नमेंट सो यू जस्ट नीड टू नो दैट फॉर क्राफ्ट्स एंड ऑल देयर इज अ प्रोविजन ऑफ ए स्कीम इन ओडिसास बजेट इन दिस इयर्स बजेट ए वर्ष दीटा बजेट आस्तिला कंफ्यूज होबनी इंटरिम बजेट रो कोनसी प्रोविजन को मन रखिबा दरकार नहीं तुम पई ओके नेक्स्ट बाहर करो नेक्स्ट कोन अछि तमरो तमे देखुछ गोटे जिंस केतरा जिंस अछि जोडा ओडिया लैंग्वेज विथ रिलेटेड अछि गेटिंग अ पैटर्न ऑफ थिंग्स and moreover you are studying for the month of January and February and Odia Asmita has come into the picture in the month of June when the new government was elected. Don't you think the previous government was also working on it? Then what went wrong? Ask your votes. Ask your own votes. What went wrong? Okay, next one. Why in news padha sigra? Do it quickly. Keyword एठी अछि देखा. देखिलो समझते एवरीबॉडी. मास्टर्स प्रोग्राम रो गोटे प्रोविजन अछि को लैंग्वेज रे जोटा होउची मु तुमको कहली एबे रिसेंटली न्यूज़पेपर रे बाहर 15-20 दिन तळे एग्जैक्ट न्यूज़ पे that is there in my channel. Somebody who is there, go through it. There will be a question. I don't remember now. Okay, got it? Okay, then again this master's program is in line with NEP's provision. तो जत्ते बेले एग्जाम रे NEP रो प्रोविजंस आसुची, you please remember it is not only teaching in vernacular languages for the primary education, it is also for master's program also. तो बुझी परछो? So if you get an option कि master's program अछि, rule out करिवनी because it is very difficult to develop a master language curriculum in your own vernacular language, है ना? It's very difficult for a master's program that you must know the terms which are used in research programs also. धरो इंजीनियरिंग रे जने करछि मास्टर्स इंजीनियरिंग रे मास्टर्स करछि इंग्लिश रे इट्स वेरी इजी बिकॉज ग्लोबली इट इज अवेलेबल एवरीथिंग योर ओन लैंग्वेज ओडिया लैंग्वेज डू यू नो पिक्युलरली व्हाट डज इट मीन व्हाट डज इट एंटेल टू वुड नॉट नो सो इन दैट केस कोन होबो एग्जाम रे तुम भाबियो ना मास्टर्स प्रोग्राम आंसर रे हबो नहीं बट इट इज देयर एटी तुमको मिली गला क्लू देन एनईपी रे गोटे प्रोविजन अछि कोन अछि 5 3 कौन एटा थिला ना के जानि छथि व्हाट इज 5332 कौन कहले जाने that means education will start at the age of then the next block will be for 3 years next block for another 3 and 2 ये स्कीम पूरा जानी था how there is nothing more to understand in this theme. Let's jump to the next one. Recently जाइछ के बरमुंडा बस स्टैंड भलो ही जाइछ तो कौन हेइछ देखो बरमुंडा बस स्टैंड टू बी नेम्ड आफ्टर बी आर अम्बेडकर ऑलरेडी डन हाँ ये कौन करचंदी बी आर अम्बेडकर विषय रे बहुत किछि लिखा है I hope that you everybody must be knowing about it because तमर हिस्ट्री रे गोटे अच्छी देखो ये अछि if you go through your syllabus there is a particular topic where it will be written that historical personalities देखिछ हिस्ट्री रे डॉक्टर बी आर अम्बेडकर गोटे पर्सनालिटी बोली मानुछ ना नहीं तो भलो रे पढिबो तांको विषय रे each and everything you must know about him he is the father of your constitution today you are sitting and sighing a breath of relief it is only because of him okay done एटा देखो the main thing is here एटा डेवलप किए करिछि एटा खाली जानो तमे एटी लिखा है तो बी डी ए बाकी यार इंपोर्टेंस इज इन मेंस नॉट इन प्रीलिम सो मच ना मेंस पे इंपोर्टेंट पॉइंट कहि भी किछि अच्छा यू विल शुड नॉट बी bombarded with informations anymore okay next topic There is nothing more to know about this topic. Janlo Barmunda bus stand to be is right now named after who? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar को कास्ट रू आसथिले को? Mahar. Okay. From which state? मध्य प्रदेश और महाराष्ट्र और मध्य भारत. मध्य प्रदेश से थिला कि can you tell me something about that caste, Mahar caste? There are a few castes in our country who supported the British in their ventures. Do you think that Mahar is one of them? What do you know? They supported the British. राजा राम मोहन रॉय तांको राजा बोली टाइटल किए देथिले? काहे की देथिले? अकारण किसी तो कारण थी. There might be some kind of interests for both the mutual interest of both parties. Find it out. तमें एमिति पढ़ोनी, thematically पढ़ो. You will remember it for your life for ages. छाड़ो, यही तो गले. Next. वर्णना करा है तांको विषय रे. एटा देखो. अच्छा, one more beautiful question. Okay. अंबेडकर को रिलीजन को फॉलो कर ले at the end of his life. Obviously Hindu thile and he was facing the annihilation of the caste. Okay. पछरे बुद्धिज्म हे गले. बुद्धिज्म समस्त श्योर. बड़ बाटर को बुद्धिज्म yes or no? Which sect? को सेक्ट? बुद्धिज्म रो को सेक्ट को से फॉलो कर ले? हाँ? अरे भलरे को एमिति होबनी. हीनयान. ओके. हीनयान मीन लेसर व्हीकल. कोन ना लेसर व्हीकल? किए महायान कहला? खाई जी भी कहून कौन असुविधा है? महायान कहथुले परा. आउ किसी नहीं. वज्रयान अछि. आउ डॉक्टर बी आर अम्बेडकर छोट मोट पर्सनालिटी नुह से गोटे नुआ सेक्ट बाहर कले बुद्धिज्म से सेक्टर ना है नवयान. नवयान नवयान माने जानछ कोन? महायान इज लार्जर व्हीकल, हीनयान इज लेसर व्हीकल, वज्रयान इज ए तांत्रिक व्हीकल, नवयान इज ए न्यू व्हीकल. जानी था एटा. तांको विषय इफ यू डोंट नो इवन अ सिंगल थिंग देन यू आर नॉट स्टडीइंग. यू मस्ट नो एवरीथिंग अबाउट हिम. ये सब बही तो जानी थे एनिहिलेशन ऑफ कास्ट. हाँ, you expect a question from all these things. You will get a question from books also. Recently who got the Nobel Prize in economics from India in the recent past? Only Abhijit Banerjee. Anybody else with him? Yes, wife. His wife, Esther Duflo. What peculiarity was there in his study, you know? Yes, it was about behavioral economics. तमे इकोनॉमी जेतले पढो you are studying the concepts of Adam Smith, John Maynard Keynes. You know what is the time period of their death also? 200-250 वर्ष पुराना तमे concept पढो जो which is being followed in today's day. He gave a path making research या जोगो तांको नोबेल प्राइज मिली. महायान, वज्रयान, ये यान से यान पुराना थे. अंबेडकर को सहित में लोग जानले बिकॉज ही वाज ऑलवेज अ पाथ मेकिंग पर्सनालिटी इन ऑल द फील्ड्स. he gave his new personality, new sect, Navayana personality, Navayana Buddhism. ତାଙ୍କର ଏଇ ସବୁ ମନେ ରଖିବ ହଁ okay, this is the good one. Kaushal Rath, why in news? Quick. ଦେଖିଲ ଦେଖି ସାରିଲଣି ଓକେ ସବୁଠୁ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ଜିନିଷ ହେଲା ଦିସ୍ ୱାନ୍ skills on wheels okay how a bus is skilling across people across India across Odisha there is a provision of a bus in that bus a few people were sitting inside they roam from places to places they provide some kind of initiatives to the people to the youth to the underemployed and the unemployed youth to learn some kind of digital skills you know dita mission अछि India रे make in India आ गोटे skill India mission make in India और skill India रे कौन difference अछि आ गोटे दिला assemble in India नहीं have you heard of it economy कहीं पढ़ी न बोलते गोटे जिनस तमें you will have to make it okay you need to know everything about it दरकार ना नहीं if you want to assemble it एटा को भांगी की दे देली तुम भांगी की दे देली कहबो assemble करिया पे easy कोटा skill कोथरे बेसी लागिवो making do you understand that our country is not that skillful we are not that skillful you understand that is why we people from diverse background are sitting in a place studying about something that you don't know what it will be working for you when you become a civil servant. Is it a truth? Is it a lie? What is your background? What is your subject of graduation? Physics. Ma'am, yours? BTech. Which subject? Electronics. You, sir? Electronics BTech. You? How much diversity is there you need? कौन भाई बसचंदी हम? Why have we assembled? तमे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स से PhD करिया पे बसिଛ? Mathematics कौन करिवो? That is very much understood in our country. Starting to जଣା पड़ नथिले. We had a very lucrative, ambitious target that we will make everything in India. तापर जଣା पड़ला we don't have that skills. प्रथमे we have to inculcate those skills. तापर पूरा assemble करिवा सीखि जाओ. Assemble करिवा पई you don't need to possess the highest level of skills. Semi skill level would suffice. जेमती Apple रो assembly factory अछि ना इंडिया रे कोडी अछि जदि न जानछो जे नै कहि दबो maximum चेन्नई रो थिबो ही थिबो all the path breaking things are done in Chennai in our country if you don't know okay finance commission कोटा चल जेटा 15th or 16th 16th आसिनी 16th compose age who is heading it Arvind Panagaria तुम जानिछो कि how finance commission gives money to the different states there is a vertical devolution there is a horizontal devolution तुम जानो ये सब then you will come across how is that regional disparity affecting the funding to different states why there is a artificial divide between the northern and the southern states तुम जानिबो केमती पढिले जानिबो right now let's focus on the skills अच्छा skill जेतोळे हमें कहउचंती our target in India हमर जनरली कौन थाए ना हमें सब जिंस we measure according to the GDP हमको लगे GDP is everything $5 trillion economy $21 trillion economy ओडिशा कहला वी विल मेक $1 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी तापर आउथर कहला ना 1 ट्रिलियन हे परिबोनी 500 बिलियन ठीक अछि 500 बिलियन डॉलर इकोनॉमी ठीक अछि हम ପାଇଁ सेतिकी हम रखियो तो व्हाई इज एवरीथिंग जीडीपी सेंट्रिक let's say ma'am you are earning 2 lakh rupees per month I hope you will be satisfied to some extent अच्छा नहीं but can you give a quality time to your family what do you expect recently a 26-year-old girl was working in a firm in Pune crashed out why due to anxiety and stress because she was put into tremendous pressure she was working 15 to 16 hours a day जाना सी ना समझते होंगे न्यूज़ टा हाँ when things are GDP centric you tend to come across all these things are we looking at this kind of country no that is why there was an initiative called HDI Human Development Index which encompassed not only GDP but other markers of human development है ना in the same way when you are talking about income generated that income generated has to be sustainable that has to be inclusive है ना so word तमरो अच्छी syllabus रे inclusive sustainable when you have such kind of sustainable development inclusive development within you सेतेबेले तमे जानिबो you are doing good in your life example जेमति when you are talking about this skill on wheels one thing is प्रथम कोन हला आवर होल पॉलिसी मेकिंग वाज जीडीपी सेंट्रिक कोन करले जीडीपी बढ़िबो व्हाट वी कैन डू सो दैट वी कैन इंक्रीज आवर जीडीपी जाना पड़ला जीडीपी इंक्रीज्ड बट एट द सेम टाइम लोकंकर पोटेंशियली डिप्रिशिएट करी गला लेट्स से इफ आई एम वर्किंग फ्रॉम फर्स्ट 16 to 18 hours a day आई एम डिलीवरिंग लेट्स से द कंटेंट ऑफ करंट अफेयर्स धर जनवरी टू नहीं कि अगस्त मु गोटिए दिन रे सार देली ठीक अछि मु कोन सार देली तुम बसी गलो एनी हाउ 6-8 घंटा 10 घंटा बसी गलो क्लास रे मु कहले विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द मॉर्निंग विल एंड अप टिल नाइट से दिन तो पढ़ देला जाना पड़ला 4-5 दिन क्रैश हेकी सोई पड़छ this has what transpired with India also previously our targets were GDP centric है ना it was not about holistic development तो GDP centric जेतल टारगेट रहला सेतल हम भाबले कि केमिति एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट करबा सेटा सेकेंडरी हेगला प्रथम पैसा टंका केमिति आसीबो to the exchequer of the state of the country right now the next step we took it is placement linked incentive सुनिछ ना PLI schemes एमिति incentive हमें नबा जेमिति placements बढ़िबो I'll provide you a certain skill let's say I am working on a certain topic what I'll tell you is you learn excellent PowerPoint and Word ठीक अछि when you learn I'll provide you such and such thing as a freelancer I'll provide you something बुझिल तो एटा ठीक अछि ना खराब अछि फ्रॉम द जीडीपी सेंट्रिक मॉडल दैट तो बेटर अछि at least you are learning certain skills so that somebody like me can give you employment you can seek employment from everywhere else in the world getting it तापर कोन हला आम कंट्री रे सब जिंस टिके स्लो हिस्टेरिसिस लूप जानि छ ना समझते हिस्टेरिसिस लूप देखि छ ट्यूबलाइट देखि छ पुराना ट्यूबलाइट जेतोळे ऑन करथिलो किछि समय परे सेडा ऑन माने स्विच ऑन नहीं जाई द लिमिनस इंटेंसिटी टिके परे आसे आम देश रे सिया होय गोटे स्किल जेतोळे आउटडेटेड हे जाय वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड रे तापर आम कंट्री को आसे वी अडॉप्ट इट किंतु आज के डेट रे कोन अछि बिकॉज़ वी आर सो मच ग्लोबलाइज्ड अ सर्टेन स्किल जदी आमे वी हैव टू बी एट द पेस विद द वर्ल्ड हम कोन करिया पड़िबो वी हैव टू बी डूइंग कदम ताल विद देम we have to match pace by pace है ना सेतोले कोन हला हमर जो स्किल रिलेटेड प्लेसमेंट लिंक इनिशिएटिव फेल्ड दैट इज व्हाई इन दिस इयर्स बजट 2024 व्हिच बजट यूनियन बजट नॉट योर स्टेट बजट देयर इज अ सेपरेट स्कीम कॉल्ड एम्प्लॉयमेंट लिंक्ड इनिशिएटिव प्लीज राइट इट डाउन बुझलो ना प्रथमे थिला वी हैड अ जीडीपी मॉडल जीडीपी सेंट्रिक मॉडल्स देन वी हैड प्लेसमेंट लिंक्ड इनिशिएटिव राइट नाउ व्हाट वी हैव अरे मूल जिनस कौन यू नीड टू गेट एम्प्लॉयमेंट certain individual in the recent past had said most of the Indians are not employable माने बुझुछ तो चाकरी करबा योग्य ही नुहंती माने लुक एट देयर स्किल्स से मान को स्किल्स नहीं थिबे दैट पर्सन इज अ वेरी रिनाउंड पर्सनालिटी इन द वर्ल्ड ठीक अछि तो राइट नाउ कोन अछि अल्टीमेटली यू नीड टू प्रोवाइड एम्प्लॉयमेंट दबार अछि ना लोकन को एम्प्लॉयमेंट जदि देई थांतो जदि आम कंट्री रे बेटर एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज थांता ए क्लास रे 90% पीपल न थांते ए क्लास रे दैट इज फॉर श्योर जेति कि आमे अछंदी एठी सेथुर 90% एडी न थांते बुझुछ ना नहीं कहीं की somebody everybody of us or most of us are due to certain kind of pressure in our lives काहा को चाकरी दरकार काहा को स्टेटस दरकार काहा को सेटा पसंद नु एटा पसंद अछि बट when you pick up a line pick up an occupation pick up a line सेइथरे तुम जदी ऑक्युपेशन मिली जाउची तुम साइड को कहीं जीवो इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग जाय कि टीसीएस रे को काम करची इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग का चिंता करूनो माइक्रोसॉफ्ट रे कोन काम करची से इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग रे मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग कोन करची छाड़ो इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग तो कंप्यूटर साइंस रे करिवो किछि ना किछि व्हाट इज अ मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग एंड सिविल इंजीनियरिंग डूइंग ना माइक्रोसॉफ्ट फर्म व्हिच इज बेस्ड ऑन इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी this is the challenge thereby our country as government has come up with a beautiful scheme it's called employment linked initiative we'll take up such initiatives which will provide employment directly to the people getting it in this sector what we are doing is there is certain budgetary provision in this skill sector लिखि दियो ताको ओडिशा बजट रे that is called दीन दयाल उपाध्याय ग्रामीण कौशल योजना DDU-GKY done this is a budgetary provision in our state कौन पढ़िलो ताको दीन दयाल उपाध्याय कौशल माने स्किल ग्रामीण इज रूरल that means to the rural unemployed people they will be providing some skills for which they will try to attain some kind of employment the budgetary provisions have not been given the overall scheme name is given okay right now please remember this only एटा कले कोन होबो फ्यूचर रे जेतले यू विल कम अक्रॉस द प्रोविजंस तुमको मने पड़िबो कहा से तो लिंक थिला गेटिंग इट और द नेक्स्ट वन आसो एटा तो समस्त जानि थिबो हमर जीआई टैग एंड ऑल हो जदी जीआई टैग समस्त जानि छ देन आई स्टार्ट विथ समथिंग First things first, GI tag. What is a GI tag? Why is a geographical indication tag needed? So that it doesn't die out. Skill doesn't die out. Skill, product or whatever it is. What are certain recent products tagged listed in GI tag from Odisha? You have to remember all those. गोटे गोटे मन रखियो पड़िबो हाउ मेनी ऑफ देम आर देयर देखिलो 7 हाउ गोटे काम कर राइट इट डाउन समवेयर इवन दो इट इज प्रेजेंट राइट इट डाउन फर्स्ट मु कहूची तमे लेखो फर्स्ट खजूरी गुड़ मसल मेमोरी रे बिल्ड कर एटा को कोन होबो ना सातटा अछि भूली जिवु हां तो खजूरी गुड़ फर्स्ट वन इट इज फ्रॉम द गजपति डिस्ट्रिक्ट खजूरी गुड़ बुझो इट्स अ नेचुरल स्वीटनर सेकंड थिंग मागजी लड्डू एटा तो जानि थिबो समझते इट इज फ्रॉम विच डिस्ट्रिक्ट ढेंकानाल थर्ड कपड़ा गंडा एम्ब्रॉयडरी कपड़ा गंडा एम्ब्रॉयडरी शॉल इट इज फ्रॉम रायगढ़ डिस्ट्रिक्ट मेड बाई डोंगरिया कोंद जो कंधा हमें कहउछंती देयर आर टू टाइप्स इन आवर स्टेट जानछो वन इज डोंगरिया कोंद एंड अनदर इज कुटिया कोंद कुटिया कोंद रा गोटे जिंस कहउची लेख फर्स्ट जो थीम लिखिथिलो सेठी की जाओ थरे फर्स्ट वन रिपब्लिक डे जाओ सेठी मन पड़गला कहि दउछि देखि तो रिपब्लिक डे जो हेतिला हमर इवेंट सेथिरे दी जण को इनवाइट करा हेतिला फ्रॉम ओडिशा दे बिलोंग टू कोटिया कोंद ट्राइब लिखि दियो जेहेतु से माने कुटिया कोंद रे थिले तमे कुटिया कोंद विषय पढ़ी के जीवो एग्जाम रे बुझला अंडरस्टूड तो देयर वर टू गेस्ट्स who were invited to the Republic Day event from Odisha. They belong to which tribe? Kutia Kond. Kutia Kond. And this shawl, embroidery shawl, is from Dongriya Kond. Gajapati district re there is a mountain range. Kaila ko mountain range achi? All of you are from the institute itself, right? Subranjan, na? Everybody? Oh, no. Okay. हाँ को हिल अच्छी कहला महेंद्रगिरी हिल नियमगिरी हिल कोठी अछि हाँ कंधमाल रे डोंगरिया कोंद माने रुहंती सेठी एबे कोड लिखिलो डोंगरिया कोंद हला एमिति मन रख हौ केतरा लिखिलो 4 नंबर लिख लांजिया सौरा पेंटिंग्स सौर माने को डिस्ट्रिक्ट रे अछंती बहुत कोरापुट रे अछंती हला आसीबो लांजिया सौरा आउ थरे आसीबो डिस्कशन रे they are from Raigada this particular is from Raigada okay ये जो paintings this the peculiar thing about these paintings is you can write it down they paint murals murals on mud walls mud fifth one write down Koraput black rice how कौन कला जीरा राइस all of them have got geographical indication tags okay the sixth one acha Koraput black rice is from which district Mayurbhanj where is the Simlipal National Park sure और बारीपदा आ एबे कहउतलो कि हां ओनली मयूरभंज there is a provision of a tiger safari open jeep tiger safari in Simlipal that will start from which area Mayurbhanj or Baripada that will start from Baripada Baripada is on the eastern fringes Mayurbhanj is from the northwestern fringes हला ओके लिखिल आ गोटे अच्छी ब्रिंजल कंटेई मुंडे ब्रिंजल फ्रॉम नयागढ़ ओके व्हाई इज दैट सो फेमस मन ताकू कहीं मिलला जीआई टैग बिकॉज इट इज बीइंग प्रिपेयर्ड बाय यूजिंग सो मच लेस पेस्टिसाइड बहुत कम यूज होची सेतरे तो जीआई टैग मिलला जीआई टैग को कोठी हमें प्रेजेंट करंती इंडिया रे गोटे जगह अछि तार प्रोविजन दिया है हमर ताकू सेठी शोकेस करंती लोक किनी परिबे सेठू इन एवरी स्टेट देयर विल बी वन यूनिटी मॉल पुणी न यूनिटी मॉल्स UNITY यूनिटी मॉल्स फर्स्ट टाइम करंट अफेयर्स पढुछ ना पढी जा करू करंट अफेयर्स केमती पढंती जानि छ तो How do you approach current affairs for your examination? This is only Odisha part and substantially easy. Substantially बुझी पारछ significantly easy. सेही current affairs टा केमिति पढुछ भलरे पढिबो नले केमिति होबो. It is not humanly possible to remember everything ना मन रखी परिबो की. You have to devise your own mechanism. हो तो GI टैग 7टा लिखि देला. नेक्स्ट क्लास रे 7टा को पचारिबी. रैंडमली पचारिबी कहबो. उल्टा सीधा करिबी पचारिबी. ट्राई पचारिबी कहबी से कोन करता. गेटिंग इट? हो. हो मते गोटे कथा को. GI टैग ए जिंस फर्स्ट स्टार्ट कोडी हला इंडिया रे हला की. पेरिस. ओके. देखो गोटे जिंस. First thing, just write it down. I'm telling you. Or it's written in your notes also. The GI, the geographical indication of goods. Okay. ये लिखा है जो बोलते. ये देखो. और गोटे जिंस देखी दियो एठी. एटा देखु जो. This is valid for how many years? Previous year UPSC question. This is a previous year UPSC question रो statement है एटा. हला GI tag केते वर्ष पय valid अछि. If you don't believe, find it out. हमर दिया है previous year question में. Second thing. GI registration किए करे? याको कोनती DPIIT अंडर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉमर्स. ये सब मन रख. मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉमर्स. दिस यू हैव टू रिमेंबर बाय हार्ट. माने एथरे कोनोसी एक्सक्यूज चलीबोनी केटा मोर मने नथिला. DPIIT अंडर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉमर्स. एबे मोर क्वेश्चन कोन हला. इंडिया को की बाध्य करथिला कि GI टैग न to adopt GI tag and all? Was India forced? Is there a legal obligation? नहीं तो कहीं की कोला इंडिया हो ना. ठीक अछि. But my first question was not that. Was India forced legally to adopt GI tags? Yes or no? How many of you say yes? Is India legally obliged? Or no? No kete jana कहउछ. India is not legally obliged to adopt GI tags. अरे किछि नहीं न मोर. Yes भी नहीं, no भी नहीं. नोटा एमिति पढ़िले हबन ना. एटी देखो इंडिया इज लीगली ओब्लाइज्ड. कहीं बिकॉज कोडे वाला एटा देखु जो एटा व्हाट इज दिस रिटन. एटा एटलीस्ट पढ़ो. WTO एग्रीमेंट ऑन ट्रिप्स इंडिया रैटिफाई करथिला. तब if India ratifies, or for that matter any country ratifies a particular agreement, they are compulsorily obliged to adopt that same principle and legally enact such an act in their country. बुझ पारलनी ना बुझेबी आउथरे. If a country ratifies, remember the term ratify. signatory कोहुनी, sign कोहुनी, ratification कोहुची. difference अछि हमर ratification और सिग्नेटरी भितरे. बुझुछ जदि तमे रैटिफाई करूछ. इफ यू आर रैटिफाइंग अ सर्टेन एग्रीमेंट, अ कन्वेंशन ग्लोबली, देन यू आर लीगली ओब्लाइज्ड कि तार जो प्रोविजन टा अछि इंटरनेशनली ताकू तमे कंट्री भितरे इंप्लीमेंट करिवो यूजिंग अ पर्टिकुलर एक्ट. बुझि पारल ना बुझि पारल ने बेबी. देखो इंडिया ratified this one WTO agreement on TRIPS ratify कला, then India is under legal obligation कि सी आम कंट्री रे आसिकी सेटा करिया बाध्य सी कौन कले जीआई रजिस्ट्रेशन जेतेबेले हबो then you have to मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉमर्स अंडर रे डीपीआईआईटी रे तुमको रजिस्टर करिया पड़ियो तो ये मेकानिज्म किए बनैला हु मेड दैट मेकानिज्म गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया आफ्टर ratifying that convention internationally एटा केवल मु कहूनी जीआई टैग पे फॉर एनीथिंग एज सच फॉर एग्जांपल आ गोटे जिंस मु कहि दोस ताले अनदर एग्जांपल हला एटा तो सुनिथिबो हमर अच्छा दिसुनी एटा देखो सी बी डी सुनिछ प्लीज रेस्पोंड नले मु काहे कि एक्स्ट्रा जिंस कहबी तुम कहले कन्वेंशन ऑफ बायोडायवर्सिटी को इंडिया रैटिफाई करछि हो ना नहीं करिछ जब रैटिफाई कला देन इंडिया वाज अंडर अ लीगल ऑब्लिगेशन टू इंप्लीमेंट द प्रोविजन ऑफ सीबीडी इन इंडिया बुझी परछ देन इंडिया मेड अ न्यू एक्ट दैट इज कॉल्ड बायोडायवर्सिटी एक्ट ऑफ को 2000 केते कहला ना आउ जण के कोन कहला यस सेटा वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट बायोडायवर्सिटी एक्ट ऑफ 2002 एटा रेटिफाई कला पर इंडिया वाज अंडर लीगल ऑब्लिगेशन बुझी परछ ना नहीं दिस इज नॉट जस्ट वन थिंग और टू थिंग देयर आर मेनी सच एक्ट्स व्हिच आर अंडर अ लीगल कंपल्शन बुझी परछ ओनली बिकॉज इंडिया हैज रैटिफाइड इंडिया रैटिफाई कला ना नहीं पेरिस क्लाइमेट चेंज एक्ट कला 2015 रे then India has to adopt those measures given in Paris climate change agreement under a certain act जोड़ा होची net zero emissions नहीं की कहीं की होची only by the word of mouth सेटा चली होनी it has to be some under some act under a statutory provision पॉलिटी पढु छ ना बुझो ए जिंसटा को एमिति होबनी सिमिलरली 1972 रे तमरो जो हेची ये वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट ये सब they are under legal obligations and when you do such a thing when you enact a certain act in your country then the international provision will be fulfilled DPSP रो अछि ना नहीं तमरो international laws को तमे अवॉइड करिवो DPSP is from which to which article 36 to 51 article 51 says if you are not ratifying it then you will be under sanctions international peace को केमिति तम ये करिवो जस्टिफाई करिवो आसी गला करंट अफेयर्स रे पॉलिटी environment everything is connected then only you can think to clear this examination when you can connect things together बुझी गला एटा केमति हला and this was by the way 1992 I guess CBT I think so it took at least 10 years to frame a law बुझी परछ जे from 1992 India was under legal obligation to make a law it took 10 years to enact a law केवल लॉ बने देला हबनी फॉर एग्जांपल आ गुड एग्जांपल देबी ना छाड़ो तुम एटा पढ़ो okay GI tag is understood there is another example if you want to delve deep into it नीचे ट्राई करिवो IPR है ना हाँ को हाँ बोलिए क्या है इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स देखिए इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स आर सी GI टैग इज this is IPR okay intellectual property rights of which GI tag is one of them there are many such intellectual property tags like patents is another one patent there is another one which is called copyrights getting it when you are writing a book when you are authoring a book you have to secure the copyright also so that is one IPR so when you are talking about trips deal with all the kind of IPRs of which GI tag is one of them patent is another one of them, copyright is another one of them. बुझी पारछो जिनसटा, getting it? For example, the Covishield vaccine किए बनैथिले? It's an Indian company. It's a Pune based company. Pune based company, na Indian. What's his name? Poonawalla and all. Huh? They made the vaccine, but how will it be supplied to the market? Say vaccine ta aujane bane dela jodi. They have to secure the patent rights. The patent rights ko where will they secure the patent rights? They will secure it from TRIPS. Who provide the international patent rights? Are you getting it now? GI tag is one of those intellectual property rights. Intellectual, do you understand what is intellectual? See, there are two types of property. Okay. Let's say this is my phone. Okay. This is my phone. This is my tangible property. This is my brain. Can you see my brain? No. Still, it's my property, isn't it? It is an intangible property. Such intangible property, can I say it's a wisdom? It's my wisdom. It is the intellectual capacity of mine. Similarly, when you are talking about different properties, everything cannot be touched or felt about. There are a few properties like patents. Patents क्या तुम देख सकते हैं? नहीं देख सकते ना. But that is the property in general of a particular company, of a particular person. One has to secure it. Otherwise, what will happen? आने वाले समय में फिर बोलेंगे कि radio was invented by Marconi. Why do we know that radio was invented by Marconi? You know, was really radio invented by Marconi? Do you know? पहले ये बताएं कि radio was really invented by Marconi or somebody else. He was an Indian. But as a matter of fact, our ancestors did not know anything about these patents and all. Somebody in the name of Marconi, he took it and filed a patent. Then legally, who is the inventor of radio? It's Marconi. But it was an Indian person. So don't you want to secure your patent, your intellectual property right? In case of such discrepancies, the history will be very unfair to you. That is why there are a provision of GI tags. Because GI tags is ultimately about what? It's about the property, it's about the skill, it's about the craft. Can you learn a skill? Can you touch a skill? If I have a skill, can you touch it? Can you feel my skill? No. It is an intellectual property. Similarly, when you are talking about copyright, I am writing a book. It's a copyright. The skill of writing a book by myself, it's a skill, right? But if I don't file a legal document about it, somebody else will print the book in their name. Then what will I get? Those similar things are encompassed under IPR. IPR रे कौन था? One is GI tag, one is copyright, one is patent. Another thing is trademark. जिनके था AGMARK, AGMAR की. AGMARK था ना? In electrical appliances, you will find BIS marks. BIS, Bureau of International Standards. So exactly. In gold also you will find these days it's very it is getting mandatory. बुझी पारछो ना? Are you getting the hold of things? Okay. Next thing is Bhubaneswar Metro Project. Please understand that any act which is internationally compliant by India might have ratified it. कहीं के exam में कौन नहीं पारे? In examinations you might be asked that certain act is ratified by India or not. Is India a signatory to that or not? For example, this one. कितने लोगों को जानी चाहिए विषय NPT? सुनिचो? What is non-proliferation treaty? जदि जानिचो, India is a ratifying member of NPT. Yes or no? So how many of you say no? No किए पूछो? 1, 2, 3, 4. The rest of you, yes. No, India is not a ratifying member. India is just a signatory to it. If India is a ratifying member, then it has to implement its provision of no nuclear first use. बुझिपारछ? So India is just a signatory member. America is not a ratifying member of Paris Climate Change Agreement, you know. America has still not signed it. Means USA. बुझिपारछ? Okay, next. Bhubaneswar Metro Rail Project. There are few things you must know about it. Prelims के लिए उतना ही important है. The first thing, there will be 3 phases of the metro. First stage is from Trisulia Square to airport. Okay. It has to be completed. The deadline is 2027. The DPR, the detailed project report, has been prepared by Delhi Metro Rail Corporation. Okay. DMRC. Third and the most important thing is this one. এটা দেখো. That means it is a centrally sponsored project. It is a state sector scheme. It will not be a centrally sponsored scheme. Don't you believe that your examiner can set a question in this way, centrally sponsored scheme? तो आपको याद रखना है, it is a central sector, it's a state sector scheme. It will be entirely funded by your state government, and the budget this year they have allocated, I think 6266 or something crore to the establishment. Otherwise, it's a very lucrative project. It's a huge ambitious project. It will take around 3 years to complete. This year they have, what is the total budgetary amount? Okay, here it is, 6226, whatever it is, around 6,000 crore have been spent on metro rail project. Okay, and rest of these things are for mains perspective. So when your mains examination comes, we'll look into it. Anything else you want to know about it? See, I appreciate the kind of question he asked, because I understood that you people might be knowing about IPR, but I found out that none of you knew about it, or you had a faint knowledge about it. So when you don't ask me questions, that will turn to a monologue. How will I come across to know that how much do you know? I can't get into the mind of you. You have to tell me. If you don't understand something, just tell me, then I'll explain you. Are you clear about IPR and all? Okay. See, these things are for mains. Look at this one, quick. Agriculture अच्छी कार optional. Anybody? Agriculture, forestry, agriculture. India had a target of doubling the farmers' income. थिला ना नहीं? सुनी ना? सुनचो तो? By which year? 2025. Are you present in the class? Physically you are present, I know. Mentally. Mentally, everybody needs to be present. Doubling of farmers' income is so much important that it has become a part of your syllabus also. Syllabus रे directly लिखा है जी doubling of farmers' income. In a GS part, GS paper 3 agriculture part. देखी जो? Day 1 ରୁ ମୁଁ କହୁଛି କି you have to remember each and everything mentioned in your syllabus by heart. That means ଯଦି ଆଖି ବନ୍ଦ କରୁଛ ତ syllabus ଟା ସାମ୍ନାରେ ଆସିବା କଥା. ଯଦି ସେଟା ଆସୁନି, then you are not preparing very well. Sorry to say. Doubling of farmers income ର जो target ଥିଲା, it was for the year 2022. 22 ଯାଇକି ତ 2 ବର୍ଷ ହେଇଗଲା. ଆମ ପାଖରେ କ'ଣ excuse ଅଛି? Very good. COVID is the greatest excuse we have. But by the way, जदि आमको किए बंचेकी रखिला during COVID, the economy, I'm talking about the economy, it is the only the agriculture part. ताले तो फार्मर्स इनकम तो आउ शीघ्र डबल हो जावा कथा थिला हला नहीं बुझुछ ना नहीं तो फार्मर्स इनकम डबल काहे की होनी दैट इज माय क्वेश्चन टू यू एंड फार्मर्स इनकम डबल हबो बोली एटा को एसडीजी रे लिखा है कि सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स डायरेक्ट इनडायरेक्ट छाड़ have you gone to the website have you been to the website of SDG if you go to the website of SDG in a certain SDG they have clearly mentioned about the doubling of farmers income hunger or poverty you are very close hunger is SDG 2 or poverty is SDG 2 hunger is in SDG 2 it's mentioned do you find the very pattern of the things you have been providing in the syllabus it is so much pertinent to everything what is happening with us right now let us now come to why the farmers income is not being doubled that means there is some problem either in the input of the agriculture it's about agriculture na doubling of farmers income farmer what are the farmers doing they are into the occupation of agriculture तो agriculture में कुछ input है कुछ output निकल रहे हैं in the input part there might be some problem or in the output part there might be some problem huh? in a few days time I think today is 23rd right by 27th or 28th our institute will publish a new Odisha economy material if you want to really excel in Odisha economy part, get that material and go through it. Okay. One of the inputs of agriculture, is it not irrigation? Then there can be two problems in irrigation also. First is structural problem. मतलब मालूम ही नहीं कि irrigation करना कैसे there is a whole lot of problems which are not being understood at the grassroots level. Second is the irrigation facilities are not getting to the hinterlands and the actual beneficiaries. That means there is a host of ghost beneficiaries available. Basically, we are plagued by both the problems in our state. To address such problems, our state has made huge strides. Huge strides. Do you feel the way I am saying huge strides? Because of the huge strides, actually. The first of them was Parvati Giri mega irrigation project. Parvati Giri mega irrigation project. There is another project in Bolangir also. What is the name of the project? Very good. Gangadhar Meher lift irrigation project. Geography कथा let's understand the geography of Bolangir. In Bolangir, Bolangir is known for a particular problem, you know. It is one among the three districts. KBK, first K stands for? Second for? Second K, Bolangir तो B जोड़ा है समझता हूँ कंधमाल मझिर रहला बलांगीर कौन प्रॉब्लम अच्छी एक्चुअली बलांगीर रे एते प्रॉब्लम्स काहेंगी अच्छी बलांगीर कि माने कहि स्ट्रक्चरल प्रॉब्लम काहेंगी अच्छी प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड द टोपोग्राफी सी तमे एनसीईआरटी ना को बुक रे अच्छी मे बी द फर्स्ट लाइन इज रिटन द सिविलाइजेशन हैज टू आईज गोटे सिविलाइजेशन रो दीटा आखि थाए वन इज हिस्ट्री एंड अदर इज जियोग्राफी गोटे सिविलाइजेशन को बुझिया को इच्छा अछि जदी तार हिस्ट्री बुझा और जियोग्राफी बुझा देन यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड इट तो बोलांगीर रो टोपोग्राफी रे कोन प्रॉब्लम अछि देखो बोलांगीर इज अ लिटिल एलिवेटेड इट इज नॉट अ लिटिल एलिवेटेड इट इज ह्यूजली एलिवेटेड गोटे प्लैटियो लाइक स्ट्रक्चर अछि it is approximately 20 to 30 meters above कौन कहती I don't care sea level को लेवल जो लेवल रे रिवर फ्लो करछि सेटा केते भी हाइट रे थाउ I don't care. The major thing is कि से पानी बलांगीर रे पहुंचीबा दरकार को पानी को रिवर से पटे फ्लो करछि which river flows in the periphery of Balangir महानदी यार महानदी जो फ्लो करूची एमती फ्लो करूची धर एडा हला बलांगीर जदि बलांगीर एमिति ऊपर रहउची तो महानदी विल फाइंड अ वे टू बाइफर्केट अब ना नहीं तो को उड़ी की पळे आसीबो ऊपर को पोटेंशियल एनर्जी कोड मिलियो ताको गेटिंग इट दैट मींस Balangir is at a certain place where it is sitting like a plateau and the river flows through the periphery of Balangir, due to which it is not getting enough water, and without water, in a deficit of water, how do you expect your agriculture to prosper? है ना? Historical problem understood due to its topography. Are we clear about it? So this is the problem. Solution कौन है यहाँ पर? अच्छा, moreover, you people are not interacting. That is the biggest problem I am having right now. Monsoon is very perennial in nature. 80% of the monsoon केवल 4 मास रहे only in 4 months. What about the rest 8 months? Depends on irrigation केमती हो वाटर ही नहीं इरिगेशन कैसे करोगे बिकॉज अरे यार 20 to 30 meters is a huge elevation you need to lift that water to 20 meters above and it's a natural source it's no mean thing it's a natural water right changing a river course by artificial means can lead to destructions like what Kaveri has done recently. It's a natural flow, right? It is the forces of nature. You can't do such tampering to expect another Wayanad again, to expect another Joshimath again, another Uttarkashi again. Natural force है यार. So what our state envisaged is that decided to lift the water. केमती lift करें? Using pumps, simple mechanical engineering. By saying it's a very simple mechanical engineering, but it was a huge project. And National Geographic Channel, the YouTube channel of NGT, National Geographic Channel, sorry, NGC, you will find this very lucrative project. Spend some time पढ़ी की बोर लगुची टिके देखियो सेटा. It's such a beautiful project. It was undertaken by our erstwhile Chief Minister and his aide, AIDE. You know who was his aide? Everybody knows that. It was their vision. Okay? Right now, the people of Balangir are receiving the water from that Mahanadi channel. As a result, what happened? As a result, what happened is, initially what they were doing is, they were having just one cropping season. Because they had water in that cropping season. What they will do in the another 6 months or 7 months? What do you expect? गोटे चाषी कौन करियो तुम सिविल सर्वेंट हो ना तुम चिंता करो you will be servants to those people to those civil people isn't it केमिति करिवे समान can you arrange something तुम ताल तुम कहबो कि अल्टरनेटिव सोर्स ऑफ इनकम allied sectors of agriculture कौन कौन अछि एनिमल हस्बेंड्री लाइवस्टॉक रियरिंग आउ को फिशरीज हॉर्टिकल्चर वाटर नहीं है फिशरी कैसे करोगे मछली जल की रानी है जल ही नहीं है तो right now what happened is when they got this amount of water they could arrange for separate source of income also additional source of income which helps to double the farmers income Only agriculture was not sufficient. Right now, only for arranging the water for the rest of the season, we are on the verge of getting the farmers' income being doubled. Pura bujhilo. There is a similar problem in Nabarangpur district in our state also. It is not due to the topography, but the geographical location of it. Nabarangpur is known for which agricultural product? Yani tu. Nobody knows. Everybody should know it. Maize, makka. From today onwards, get a practice done. Mention one YouTube channel. YouTube channel का नाम है Down to Earth. DOWN, Down, TO2 Earth. Down to Earth channel, mostly they publish videos of 2 to 3 minutes of length. Take that pain and learn, please. If you really want to excel, they will provide you with sufficient inputs. There is a case study on Nabarangpur in this channel also. Please go through it. Please. That is my request. Nabarangpur, there is a problem of water. And you know, maize is a very, very resilient crop. Achhi na nahi, makka season kon? There is no season. Makka sabu season nahi. So what happened is, Nabarangpur is a very, very flat land. And it is very close to Chhattisgarh also. The people of Nabarangpur have been getting incentives to promote the agriculture, the farming of maize, only because they are getting easy market in Chhattisgarh than in Bhubaneswar, in Odisha. So what happened is, there is a maize debt trap. Maize mane? Maize. Okay. Debt. DEBT. ताको कौन पढ़ते हो जाननी, but it is called debt trap. Like the Africans are under the Chinese debt trap, Odisha's Nabarangpur district farmers are under maize debt trap. Who is trapping? The local money lenders, because they are incentivizing the production of maize. जानुचंती कि बहुत बड़ा मार्केट अच्छे कौन करिवे, बहुत सारा इनपुट दरकार, बहुत सारा इनपुट पे बहुत सारा इनिशियल इन्वेस्टमेंट दरकार. Where can a farmer get this kind of investment? From credits. But who is providing credits to them? The informal sector. The institutional mechanism of lending is not getting penetrated into the western side of our state. That is the whole lot problem in our state. Getting it? This problem is also being catered in that material, which is going to be published in a few days. If you want to learn about it, everything is there. All the input drivers of the economy, of the agriculture, everything. Okay. So this is the problem in Nabarangpur. There is a project called Turi Guntat project. This is also a irrigation project along with Parvatigiri mega irrigation project. This has been implemented in Nabarangpur district. Nabarangpur district. Okay. Along with this, there is another project which is called Lower Suktel irrigation project in Bolangir. Suktel is a river. It is present in the district of Bolangir. So the people of Bolangir also deprived of water. That is why a certain project. This is also present in National Geographic channel, YouTube channel of National Geography. Okay, you can go through it. Did you understand all the nuances of irrigation when it comes to the different districts of our state? Nabarangpur has a special problem. Bolangir has a different problem. You are thriving to serve in our own state ना. यही state रे काम करियो बोली भाबुछ ना. State को बुझा ठीक है. Understand the problems in your state. Anyhow, just write down a few things. I'm telling you. Irrigation has nearly 5.3% of the total budget of 2024. Next point, more than 14,000 crores are due, are nahi, is due to be spent on irrigation and flood control, ବୁଝିପାରୁଛ କେତେ ଟଙ୍କା ଖର୍ଚ୍ଚ ହେବ? Do you understand what is the importance the state is giving on agriculture and irrigation? Because still the primary occupation in our state, in our country, is agriculture. Because maximum number of workforce is employed in which sector? Agriculture. Okay. Next. Okay, other things are from mains. Next is Krushi Odisha. Krushi, Krusaka. What is Krushi? Farmer. एटी कौन लिखा है जी देख लो. More participation of women farm entrepreneurs to strengthen agriculture in the state. कहा को? SDG. Is it not a step again taken to improve SDG 5? For the next time, एबे जहाँ भी तुम पढ़िबो SDG 5 को एटलीस्ट मुंडर रखियो. Whatever you are studying in the state, more or less it will be linked to the SDG 5 because our state is performing so poorly. Huh? What? Why is it news? Quickly. एटा कौन? Celebrating. Why is there a need to celebrate women in agriculture? Is it a birthday? Please, anybody who can volunteer an answer. Okay, I am giving you a case study, simple scenario. Let's say a wife and a husband with 2 kids are working on a field. The field is not theirs. They are landless laborers, correct? Do you understand? Landless laborers. At some point of time, because of a very low income on landless labor, of a landless labor, along with the family income, the male counterpart decides to move to the urban places in search of better income perspective, better income opportunities. Or who should take up this initiative, the male or the female? Who should go to the urban places to search for a better job prospect, the male or a female? Male. No, not India or anything. Think from a very pragmatic perspective. They have 2 kids. Along with that, she has to go to the field also, isn't it? That means the woman cannot move. Do you not think this is particularly a very practical case in our country? Sir, have you not seen all these things? that the woman is working along with her kids in the field, along with taking care of the children. She is trying to extract some kind of income from the source. Whereas her husband, her counterpart, goes to the urban centers to find another jobs which have better income sources, let's say not in agriculture, in some industrial sector and all. Then let's say the man earns, let's say 20% more than what the woman earns. Don't you think this is a kind of feminization of Indian agriculture? Is it not going towards the feminization of Indian agriculture? If it is going to feminization of the Indian agriculture, why shouldn't we celebrate it? Because it is taken very derogatory. अरे औरत क्यों खेत में काम करेंगी? तो बुरा लगता है ना, लेकिन अब बुरा नहीं लग रहा है because they are earning better by going to the towns and all, townships. Getting it? Most of you are women. Do you understand the plight of that woman who is taking care of those two kids? Along with that, she is working on the fields. What about that woman? I'm asking you. See, the man works day in and out. Let's say he works for 9 hours a day. He is earning, let's say, 1,000 rupees a day. Okay, finished. The woman, she is working, let's say, for 11 hours a day, and she is getting 600 rupees for the day. Is it not a practical case? Is it not a practical case? Because women can be easily manipulated. Jodi say billaru taku bahar kar dele, she will not get any other job, right? She is forced to work under low wages, under petty money lenders. Getting it? Moreover, what about the children? When her kids are too small, too little, they cannot take care of themselves. He has to take care of all the course and everything of her house, of the kids, let's say of their education, their miscellaneous expenses and all. Is she getting paid to serve the children? Is it not a labor? Eta काम ना नहीं. Is the man doing it? It is the woman who is doing it. So she is not getting paid for the unpaid social labor. Is this not a form of unpaid social labor? A labor which she is doing for the society and she is not getting paid for it. Just think of the plight of the woman. And for instance, and that guy who is working in the semi-urban areas, he is getting paid 1100 rupees, 1000 rupees working for 9 hours. And he is spending a substantial part of it on addictions. Is it not a pragmatic case? Doesn't that happen? This happens really very, very pragmatically in our country. So if there is a feminization of women in our country, in agriculture, let's celebrate it. Let's celebrate it. Your mother works day and night. She cooks for you. She washes your clothes. She does everything what can be done. What you cannot even think of. Has she ever gotten paid for that? No. That's it. Yes. Thereby the concept of care economy. When you don't understand the problem, how will you come to the solution? These days people are trying to understand the problem and we are trying to incentivize the feminization of women. If women are getting into agriculture, let us incentivize them. For example, building a PACS. Do you know what is PACS? Primary Agricultural Credit Societies. Heard of it? There are a few agricultural societies which are visioned to provide short-term loan to farmers for their productivity. Right now, what our state is doing is they are prioritizing women farmers. जदि 3 जन थिबे सेथरे जणे वुमेन थिबे तो वुमेन फर्स्ट पाइबो बुझि परलो. So the first tip is one model PACS will be built in every subdivision. This is for one step. Second step is there will be a special drive to incorporate women landless farmers. PACS is primary agricultural credit system. In every subdivision. This is the vision of the budget 2024. So who will be the priority thrust sector? Women landless farmers. अच्छा, credit society तो कर देला, but there has to be somebody who will providing this institutional credit. So the banking services by PACS will be upgraded to mini banks. এটা भी तो मैं लिखी पारा. The banking services by PACS, primary agriculture credit societies, to be upgraded to mini banks. Don't you think it's a bold step towards eradicating women inequality? अच्छी ना नहीं ना कहीं बुझी पर no, somebody who is not understanding at all. Is it making sense what I'm saying? Okay. There is another key term here, FICCI. Heard of it? FICCI. Federation of. When was it established? We are coming across a certain term, we will not leave it. We will get everything about it. FICCI ऊपर question ऐसे कर. FICCI was established in the year 1927. FICCI टा की परी body? Is it a statutory body? Is it a constitutional body? Is it an executive body? FICCI is a pressure group. FICCI is just a pressure group. You know, in India, when it comes to commerce, even the biggest of the ministers in the ministry, they come to FICCI and ask for suggestions how to implement such and such reforms. It is such a powerful organization, but it's just a pressure group in India. Okay. It is established in the 1927 by Ghanshyam Das Birla. लेकिन जानी ना FICCI सुनी थी लता गुरु. Established by Ghanshyam Das Birla and ठाकुर पुरुषोत्तम दास or Purushottam Thakur Das, something of that sort. How many of you are attempting prelims for the first time? First time? Okay. आगुरु attempt करना कहीं. Then whatever I am saying, is it making sense? If it is not making sense now, you take it in writing from me, it will make sense when you prepare for the mains. Next topic, Debrigad Wildlife Sanctuary. All the other things, they are pertinent for mains. That is why I am skipping them all. Do you want some insights about it? For mains? No. देख लो डिब्रूगढ़ वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी. फर्स्ट थिंग, वेयर इज इट? वेयर इज इट लोकेटेड? बरगढ़ और संबलपुर. इन बोथ द डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स से आते हैं. ओके, ठीक अच्छे. देखो, डिब्रूगढ़ वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी Debrigad Wildlife Sanctuary, is it a tiger reserve? Is it a tiger reserve? I think it is a tiger reserve. Check कर लो. Check करो. Not a tiger reserve. Third question. Okay, why is this in news? No. Yes or no? No. Okay. Who notifies the tiger reserve? NT? Is it a constitutional body? What kind of body is it? Statutory body. Statutory body. Everybody knows. There is not an excuse. You cannot provide an excuse that I don't know it's a statutory body. It is that important. Okay? How? Why is it in news? It is in news because there is a certain scheme of government of India that is called Swadesh Darshan. Swadesh mane Nija Desha, Darshan you understand. Under that, there was the first phase, Swadesh Darshan SD 1.0. Then came SD 2.0. Okay. In Swadesh Darshan 2.0, Debrigad was included. Okay. Jodi include hela kon milla include. What is the benefit of getting included in the Swadesh Darshan? अरे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बिल्डअप हम ना लोक आसिक बुलिकी जिबे तो कोटा कोटा मेंशन है देब्रिगढ़ सेकंड हिंदा हिंदा इज नोन फॉर व्हाट यही तो जानी थी जने वो वीर सुरेंद्र साई कौन कले से डिसी he started a revolt right against the British तो कोडी तो बेस कैंप बनी थांते हिंदा विलेज रे से बनी थिले तांगर बेस कैंप हिंदा विलेज रे मध्य से जगह को कोंती बड़ पत्थर जो स्पेस जगहटा अछि इन हिंदा विलेज he started his rebellion ओटे तो बेस कैंप हो ना that was his base camp अच्छा काहे की why he was rebelling against doctrine of lapse. That means he was not the legal heir of his parents. Then who was the legal heir? Then what is the problem? The British were trying to annex on the instrument of doctrine of lapse. Were the people with Veer Surendra Sai or were the people with the government of India under the crown? Veer Surendra Sai. That means people were getting really aware of the fact that these things are just an instrument to annex different states जोड़ा starting में जानी पड़ना थी ओके हाँ तो देखो ये स्वदेश दर्शन रे स्वदेश दर्शन you just write down one thing हाँ स्वदेश दर्शन 2.0 has 15 circuits एटी जिनकी अच्छी एटा को सर्किट लिखा है हमारा maybe this is wildlife circuit I think so it's not mentioned here but there are 15 different circuits मतलब अलग अलग theme अच्छी so this theme is wildlife theme ना whatever it is you just find it out huh? so this is one of those 15 circuits another circuit is coastal circuit okay coastal circuit रे ओडिशा रे कौन कौन आछि लेखो गोपालपुर you know where is it there is another Gopalpur in Cuttack district also don't get confused Gopalpur second is Badkul you know it's 100 kilometers from here Chilka हाँ next is Sattapada yes and the next is Tampara all these form the coastal circuit okay then the next thing is this Swadesh Darshan thing. This scheme is what kind of scheme? Central sector, centrally sponsored or state sector? कोटा हेतिबो कहलो no it's a central sector scheme that means 100% is very good बेटा पढ़ो कौन लिखा है जी पढ़ो तो जोर पाटी टूरिस्ट एंड डेस्टिनेशन सेंट्रिक अप्रोच आगुर कौन थे डिपार्टमेंट एंड स्कीम सेंट्रिक अप्रोच टू दिस वन माने बुझी पारछ तो माने जदि डिपार्टमेंट पाखरे फंड आसिला तो चलो लगे दियो एथरे से लोक जानतु न जान ए स्कीम रे पैसा आसिला लगे दियो राइट नाउ व्हाट इज द टारगेट दिस पर्टिकुलर स्पेस इज विजन कि हाँ ये भल टूरिज्म हो पारे तो ये लगेगा से जेकोसी डिपार्टमेंट रही तो गेटिंग इट लिख लो तो देब्रिगढ़ हिंदा तार पूर्व कोड़ा होता लिखा है सेठी फर्स्ट लाइन कोरापुट मेंशन कर दियो हाँ कोरापुट हिंदा देब्रिगढ़ हिंदा इज इन संबलपुर स्वदेश दर्शन 2.0 what was the mantra was vocal for local it was the mantra for Swadesh Darshan maybe 1.0 for 2.0 it is Atmanirbhar Bharat just check it okay because these things are very in warm waters you don't know very clearly that what is the mantra of what unless it's mentioned in its website and all just check it out okay there is another scheme in our state which is related to tourism acha one more thing in this year's budget 2024 union budget there is one sector in our state which has got special funds from the center that is the tourist sector if you want you try to mention it केवल गोटे सेक्टर को यूनियन गवर्नमेंट पैसा देछि इन द यूनियन बजेट दैट इज टूरिस्ट सेक्टर अदरवाइज आउ कोर्स नहीं ओके ओके द नेक्स्ट वन a scheme which is related to tourism in our state write down वरिष्ठ नागरिक तीर्थ यात्रा योजना बुझी पारछ वरिष्ठ नागरिक तीर्थ यात्रा योजना तीर्थ बुझो पिलग्रिमेज चतुर्धाम जानिछ कोडा कोडा कहलो but there is a certain sequence to it sequence सहित go first is Badrinath second is Dwarka third is Puri fourth is Rameshwaram why it is on the cycle of the events which has been transpired in the life of Lord Krishna he spent his brahmacharya in Badrinath then Dwarka then in Puri, then at the last in Rameshwaram. It has a particular sequence. There are 12 Jyotirlingas in our country, you know. You must be knowing it. ठीक है? There are 4 Adi Shakti Peeth. There are 4 Adi Shakti Peeth. 52 Shakti Peeths. ये सब जिनिस ठीक है मन रखियो. 52 तो मन रखिया दरकार नहीं. At least Adi Shakti Peeth you must remember. You know where is it? 4 Adi Shakti Peeth. Adi Shakti, the 52 Shakti Peeths are those places where the different organs of Devi Sati fell after getting blasted. One is Kamakhya. Kamakhya is in Assam. Second, sorry, no. That is a Shakti Peeth, not Adi Shakti Peeth. 2 of them are in Odisha, you know. Yes, Tara Tarini is one of them. Ma Tara Tarini, not Biroja. In the Jagannath, in the premises of Jagannath temple, Bimala Devi. And the fourth one is in West Bengal, Kali Mandir. Not the Dakhineshwari, the Kali Mandir. These are some snippets you need to know. କେତେବେଳେ ବି ଆସିପାରେ, and your state is very infamous to ask any kind of random questions. Okay, ये तो बुझिलो तमे देब्रिगढ़, and देब्रिगढ़ was in recently was in news. काहेकि you know कैंपा फंड, कैंपा CAMPA जानिछो एटा कैंपा CAMPA कौन कहलो, compensatory afforestation management whatever it is मन भूमि. कैंपा फंड रे कौन हुए देखो, कैंपा फंड रे मेकानिज्म जानियो. कॉन्सेप्ट जोटा कही तुम मन रख, जमती फॉर एग्जांपल इंटरनेशनल रेटिफिकेशन पर केमिति होची लॉ इंडिया रे काहे बनु, हां डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट जो हैला हमर सेटा भी एमिति ही हिची, बुझ परछो. देखो कैंपा फंड एटा, कैंपा फंड रे कौन हुए, सी इंडस्ट्रीज पैसा दियंती, फंडिंग करंती, इंडस्ट्रीज फंडिंग फंड्स दियंती कोठी काहा को, ए फंड को, कैंपा फंड को. ये कौन करे ना, दे स्पेंड इनटू सेवरल सोशल सेक्टर, हेल्थ सेक्टर, मतलब विभिन्न सोशल सेक्टर्स के, जो तेरे 90% शेयर is of states while 10% is of center. जानिछो, in your state CAMPA is a very very big authority, it spends a lot in your state. आ गोटे authority अछि तम state रे, that is called OMBADC. जानिछो, anybody who was there in the economic survey in the and the budget session, anybody of you? Manoj? Okay. How bluntly you can say no? No issues. These two together, they provide a lot of fund to Odisha's different infrastructure. Going out of the topic, digressing from the topic, I'm asking you a simple thing. जदि गोटे स्टेट पाखे टंका न थाए, हाउ डज इट स्पेंड ऑन डिफरेंट स्कीम्स, लोन्स धार नब ना नहीं. तो जिते स्टेट क्रेडिबिलिटी कम थी इंटरेस्ट बेसी दबा पड़ो, द लोन इनकर्ड, द अमाउंट इनकर्ड विल बी मोर. तो सम फ्यू इयर्स, सम लेट्स से बिफोर द 99 super cyclone, our state has had a very poor credibility. So what we used to do is we used to take loans from those sources. We used to charge very very high interest fees. But after that, after the inception of that day's government, which survived for a so long period, some 29-30 years, they built up a huge credibility. तापरे कौन हल्ला, these OMBDC, okay, ये हल्ला हम ओडिशा रो निजर. It had its own funds. Okay, what they did is, our own government did is, जहाँ टू धार नहीं थिला यहाँ पाखरु पैसा नहीं कि तक दे देले, यहाँ पाखरु बहुत कम इंटरेस्ट धार नहीं गल. तो ये जो इंटरेस्ट बर्डन जोड़ा क्यूमुलेट होतिला बारंबार, we got rid of that interest payments. Getting it? So this is one fund and this is another fund which has contributed in an indirect success of our Odisha's economy. It is just digressing from the topic, kintu jano, being somebody of this state. Okay, the last topic we will be taking up is this one. Next session we will doing it. Malkangiri new airport ho. Malkangiri, that means how many airports are there in Odisha right now? How many international airports? One international airport. Name? Okay. Biju Patnaik International Airport situated in Bhubaneswar. There are 4 domestic airports. Write them down. Because in different sources you will find different names. Please write them down. First one, Raurkela Airport. Which district? Sundargarh district. Okay. Second one, Utkela Airport in Bhawanipatna. Utkela. Utkela. Bhawanipatna is in Kalahandi district. Very good. Third one is Jaipur Airport. Jeypore. Which district? Koraput district. Fourth is Jharsuguda district. Jharsuguda district. Jharsuguda Airport in Jharsuguda district itself. 4 domestic lekilo. 1 international, you know. Then what about this one? It's a greenfield airport, yet not been commissioned to the commercial scale. Every jo flights jauchi, it has a very small capacity. So develop hoga ki achi. So it's a greenfield airport. Greenfield, you know what is a greenfield airport? A brownfield airport? Can you tell the class please what is a greenfield airport? Yes. They are revamping new measures to make it an operational one. है ना? So brownfield airport, एमितिया airport, let's say कि गोटे पूर्ण air base थिला, and they are trying to modify it to convert it to a domestic airport. So they have a few infrastructure in land. They need to just modify it. एमितिया airport को कहते brownfield airport. But in the greenfield airport, पूरा zero initially मूल start करियो. It's a greenfield airport. Malkangiri is a greenfield airport. बुझिल? There is another airport which is mentioned in your material. Rangelunda Airport in Berhampur Ganjam district. That airport is getting reviewed right now. That is under review. Mention under review. Whatever I am saying, it is from a particular healthy source. It's not from a word of mouth or something. You have to mention it. It is getting reviewed. Okay. The people who have the material, tapare the 14th point is about Odisha annual budget. Just strike it off. Strike it off. Kati diyo emiti. Diyo. Tom khata diyo. Ano. Pen diyo. Emiti kato. Dekho. Emiti kari kato. I'll tell you. को जाए तुम काटिबो देखो फ्रॉम 13th पेज पेज नंबर 13 लिखा है जी 14 काटी दियो 15 काटी दियो 16 17 19 मतलब 18 and 19 जोडी 14 पॉइंट सरुची इन द पेज नंबर 20 से पर्यंत काट गेटिंग इट कहीं काटले because it mentions about interim budget which was in the month of January and starting of February amar kamuguno so we have struck it off. Right now the next agenda will be electric vehicles. Okay, everybody those who have the material तुम देखो कितने कंटेंट में किया है electric vehicles. Then we have blue flag certification. Next is Chandaka wildlife sanctuary. Then we have melanistic tiger. Melanistic tiger कोडी अच्छे होंगे हमारा. अच्छा melanism कौन कोई लोग? Okay, secretion of a particular pigment which is called melanin, which provides the black color to a no black color. Tanning नहीं बोल सकते आप. Then have you seen a melanistic tiger in photos also? कौन संपूर्ण ब्लैक व्हाई इज इट नॉट मेलानिज्म माने तो कंप्लीट ब्लैक ही जुआ था ना एल्बिनिज्म देखी थी व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एल्बिनिज्म यू हैव सीन व्हाइट गोरिल्लास व्हाइट टाइगर्स तो पूरा ही व्हाइट था ना बट हियर यू आर फाइंडिंग पैचेस ऑफ मेलानिज्म यस द स्ट्राइप्स आर ब्लैक बाकी बॉडी कहीं में ब्लैक है because it is due to a rare genetic mutation in a particular gene है that we'll try to cover in the next class. ठीक है, I'll let you know the name also, the name of the gene, because it is in your state and it is across all over the world, because melanistic tiger are only found in Similipal. However, there are people who are reporting there कि कोडी कोडी मिलूजी, but nobody is so sure. Here they have a huge population. Okay, anybody from biology background? Okay, do you know what is inbreeding? Inbreeding, in breeding. Have you heard it? एबे मते कुह कि मेलानिस्टिक टाइगर भितरे जदि इनब्रीडिंग हुए, what will happen? What problems can it cause? See, let's say the melanistic tiger is of a phenotype Y. Y phenotype है गोटे particular phenotype. Originally tigers ର phenotype X थिला, सेठु ये Y phenotype है गले. Now they will be breeding among the population of Y only, Y tigers only. Let's say a certain tiger gets a disease which is due to pass over genetically. एबे Y population भितर inbreeding होची. Don't you think the disease will pass over to the next generations? Definitely. Don't you feel there will be a time then the complete population of the tigers of the Y phenotype will purge out? सबू मरी जिवे. So what steps can be taken? Genetic diversity. आउ X आनी के रखी दिए. That is what a government of India has thought of. They are trying to procure tigers from different national parks and they are trying to put it here in Similipal. Are you getting the whole concept behind it? You can forget the facts, you can never forget the concepts if you are good at concepts. I think you have got some insights how to tackle these current affairs. If at all these current affairs are not asked in the examinations, can you pick up those concepts which we have talked about in the class and apply to various aspects? For example, जो ratification का थम तुमको कही, ये तो बहुत सारा सेक्टर अच्छी ना, NPTL, National Disaster Management Authority, हाँ, State Disaster Management Authority हम ओडिशा रे जो ही थी, it's a very peculiar fact कि इंडिया रे जो State Disaster Management Authority was established before the National Disaster Management Authority. Do you know that? It is made under a certain act. Stay Act रे इंडिया कहीं की ये कल. Because of international ratification. Disaster management के लिए कौन सा है act? International act. Sendai framework. To ratify the Sendai framework, India has made up a national disaster management. Under that act, Odisha was the first state. तो उसने पहले बना दिया. Then formed the NDMA. Getting it? So if you get a concept, if you have that concept, you can apply elsewhere in many places. You don't have the concepts, merely remembering these facts, it will take you 10 to 15 minutes, but it won't help you in examinations. Okay, that was what my target is. In the next class, I want to take your feedback as to what should be the procedure, what procedure would you like to take up. Is this okay, or will take up another type of protocol to deal with these topics? Is it okay? Fine. Are you getting the hold of things? Okay, in the next class, please do revise these topics. ठीक है? Go through. If you are scribing down whatever I am saying, तो वो concepts भी आप थोड़ा पढ़ कर आए. In the next class or remaining topics थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ के आएंगे, we'll quickly maneuver. Because we have to deal with at least at the month of August तक whatever we have, we'll take up thematically and we'll take up each and every concept in that way. Okay? Anything else from your side? Do you have your schedule with you? For a few days, this classes will be off because I'll not be here in Bhubaneswar. I'll be in Allahabad. When I come back, I'll again take the classes in a few days' time. Let's say, I think the next class is scheduled to be on 27th, maybe. Anna? Okay, so kindly be present in the class. Don't try to take these classes online. By interacting itself, you can learn a lot of things. So I hope if you are present in the class, you will take something from the class to yourself. Otherwise, if you are online, तो ठीक है, आधा घंटा फिर 15 मिनट, you will cover 3 hours class in, let's say, 7 to 8 hours. That will happen to everybody. So what I advise you is come to the class and learn. Okay? Any questions? No questions? Okay, fine. Thank you. Yeah. Lower Suktel? No, it is already in operation. Yes, it is already in operation. The name, the real philosophy behind the name cannot be said because it is a political decision. For example, I'll tell you a certain scheme. Give me a minute. Biju KBK Yojana. Have you heard of it? Do you know what's its name now? You won't find a name in this project. The name is KBK Vikas Yojana. If I'm not wrong, the name has been changed. So the names is just a political initiative, and you are getting into the bureaucracy. You should have no interference with the names. Whatever the name is, you need to work. That's it. Anything else?